crying.
The people just keep on crying.
It's not fair. And we going out some, you some. All the big people, you some. I some, you some. All the roadside hustlers, you some. Tiffy, young golden coat.
The big C divide us.
Tiffy, young golden coat.
The big C.
It's all in the game.
It's all in the game.
Here, there, and
Here,
everywhere.
there, and everywhere.
The people keep on
The
crying.
people just keep on crying.
It's not fair. And we going out some, you some. All the big people, you some. I some, you some. All the roadside hustlers, you some. Tiffy, young golden coat.
In Liberia, November 1944, a public-spirited person was born.
Joseph Numa Wakai from Wasanga, Foya District, Lofa County.
He is a role model. He's actually my inspiration.
He's also a perfect example of humility. He's a very humble person.
Through that papi, the help he start giving all from this one here. I know that when he get there, he will help me. He will help the nation.
In Liberia,
Heaven knows where we are going. We know we're there. We will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will. It will be hard, we know. And the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will. It will be hard, we know, and the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta whip us some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people who us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people who us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will knock the world. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with their speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that's why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us, so the people lie to us. My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. Y'all gotta whip us some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. They lie. The people fool us, so the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not come up. I said we tired with their lies. We tired. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not come up. I said we tired with their lies.
Achio, hey. Tell you that the papa we want. What got coming, people? Papa, tell you that the papa we want. What got coming, people? Papa, we just let's take killing bad governance to stop it. That we put my baka, yo. That we put for Omen Baka. Achio. Yakao, Sissy Belolas, to the family loss, over change the social criminals, the Pabadala, not on the dollar, not on the dollar, the contract in Wahala. Tell you that the papa we want. What got coming, people, papa? Tell you that the papa we want.
Well,
and everybody's supposed to play, but everybody against one man, and that woman is always a moment, yes, because he's a super player. I know, because he's a brilliant player. That's right. All the opposition starting defense, double defense, triple defense. But Romain Walker is not determined defensive. He's warming up. Babel is warming up. Yeah, he's jogging, jogging, jogging. And the crowd is cheering for Romain Walker. But one thing I want to tell you, Babel, it's chocolate defense. Babel chocolate defense.
Okay. Good evening to everyone and good afternoon to the people from the US and good morning to people from Australia and other parts of the world. Again, today is Wednesday and we are here for our regular talk, the class Reloaded. Our host, Stephen Johnson, will be with us very, very shortly. For tonight, we'll be discussing several critical key issues. After the usual trending issue, I want to say welcome to Michelle Duport, all the way there from Bone County on Prime FM. I want to say welcome to Reverend Wendell. Wendell Moore, how are you? Good evening, Chief. How's everything?
Good, aspiring. I'm doing good.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
we also have with us the fiery Jerolimic Pia. He will be unveiling himself very shortly. So there are lots of issues trending. But first, I'll try to fill in the shoe of Stephen Johnson to go through the usual things of what he usually does. I'd like to say we are on air tonight on several radio stations across the country. Bush Raw FM, Bushra Radio FM 98.1, Shatter FM 102.5, Premier FM way there in Bond County 98.1, Radio Dupa in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County FM 89.1, Voice of Lufa in Vonjama FM 99.3, Radio Joy Africa in Magharibi County FM 97.5, Voice of Gompa FM 106.5. We are also being followed by listeners and viewers from across social media, including Facebook. Stephen Johnson usually call most of these names. I'm not very sure I am good at that, but I will try my best to say welcome to some of our viewers across the social media. We have Pat Live viewing us. Well, Stephen, I hope I can do this like you usually do. And he's giving me a hard time. Also, Samuel Peter, Abraham Bengu, is it Julie Burfey, Godwin Weirdo. Welcome to all of you. Wilhelm T-shirt. I hope I got the name right. Momo Fuli, Henry Shapulu. All of you are viewing us on social media. Mongo Zawi Gabriel, Martha Duki, Andrew Don, Salih Rabo, Soma Pascal, Aziz Bashir, Safiatu Show, Stephen Toba, Samuel M. Kamara, Richlu Bartholomew Harris, Samuel Salabasa. I love that name. Welcome to you, Pat La. Welcome. God favor me, Cheeks, and J. William Nyanti, King Swari, all of them viewing us. Stephen Toba, I think I called that name already. Augustine Jule Napla. I could need that. Titi Wule, Isha Williams, Manya Andrew Samuel Masale. Oh, so Andrew Masale is supposed to have been with us tonight. We will call Andrew. I will call you so that we can have discussions on few issues relating to Cape Mount and the Western Cluster. I'm sorry, you should have actually been live on the show. We will make arrangement to see if we can bring you on Friday, and I will give you a call, Andrew, so that we can just discuss for like 3 to 4 minutes on some of the trending issues in Grand Cape Mount County. Andrew Masale is a well-known, renowned journalist from Cape Mount, and he has his own talk show. They had Data Truth. Then we also have Jonathan Kati, Fokpa Kato, Daniel Hillman, Felicia Davis, Moses K. Kapu Sr., Hine Filita, of course, my own sister, Hawa Mesga. Hawa, I'm sure you know that we are related. I was read by the late Edwin L. Mesga, Abraham Bengu, Ephraim Harris, Jerome Meti Poka Pokolo. I'm a man there. I just like this guy name, Meti Poka Pokolo. Majuwen P. Bale Mela, Bayo Tapet Tobe, Mohammed Sharif, and the rest, Richard Hammer, PK Tupa, Momo M. Sandemani, Histon Gonkanu, and everyone, Victoria Faconia. I hope I got that name right. Annie Payne, Daniel Sisi, and the rest of the other people viewing us. We want to say welcome to the class Reloaded, Solomon FD. And tonight we are discussing critical issues, but Ambassador Joseph Newman Boakai tomorrow will be at the headquarters of the Unity Party. There is an endorsement of him and the Unity Party, and we have so many seditionists who have decided that they are going to support Joseph Boakai and the Unity Party. They will be declaring their membership for the party tomorrow at the headquarters of the Unity Party, and so we are going to talk about that in view of all of the news about JMB's illness, and people thought that all hell was going to break loose, he's going to die, and all those kind of things. Well, JMB has bounced back on them, and he's very strong. So let's start up with our usual rounds that we make. And then after those rounds, I will call Manya Andrew Samuel Masale. So when you see my call, Samuel, you just pick it up so we can talk. So we'll start off with trending issues tonight. And let's start off with our guy from Bong County, Jupor. Good evening, Jupor. How are you?
Yes, I'm okay. I'm extremely okay this evening, and I'm grateful being part of the team tonight. That's the midweek edition, so I'm grateful being part of the team.
All right, thank you. Josh, Green, Marcelo Calon. I call your name now. You following. Thomas by Masakwe. Thank you. Jupor, so what's happening? What are the trending issues there from Bong County, Banga?
Thank you so much. So many trending from Banga City, Bong County. First, to begin with,
Jupor, you coming in faintly, like your voice is kind of fluctuating.
okay. So, to begin with, Madam Lema Roberto Bowie has come under intense criticism from inhabitants of this side of the country, wherein a recent report former Vice President Joseph Nyeman Boakai to resign from politics. So particularly for Bong County Senator Prince Kiamomo Sonia. He actually condemned his statement from Madam Lema Roberta Bowie and posed that, as a as a human rights person who should be a symbol of peace, portraying messages of peace to people. She shouldn't be the one involved into deep down politics. Because he said, statement from Lema Roberto Bowie is politically motivated, and he said she as a female, calling the former vice president as her uncle. And she said it is something that she could easily walk down uh, to the former vice president and Unity Party Stena Barrow and address the issue and said exactly why she should vote on Facebook instead of using Facebook that is widely viewed as means of portraying message. He said it is only internet to get political attention because he says there is no in the street corners, political street corners that Alexander Benedict Cummings of the collaborative political party. He said, there is no such street corners that Alexander Cummings has caught her in so that they can have some indoor conversation. And for citizens of this
But
side,
Jupor, I wanted to ask you, generally, what are citizens of Bong, people in Banga, saying about this statement by
yes,
Lema Bowie?
yeah. So for the inhabitants who phone in on major talk shows in this county, including the famous Premium Money Ride, several other platforms, they actually condemn it. While some of them were actually in support of her, but majority of them condemn it and said, who is Madam Lema Roberta Bowie? Is she, a health expert who should come out to discuss the ill health of someone? Some of them are like, is Lema Roberta Bowie actually, one person who should come out to discuss, how quote unquote her uncle Herb is doing on social media instead of going out to her, to him to discuss it indoor. So some of them have actually greeted it with mixed reaction and putting over to actually do the right. So my second trending issue from this side of the country, uh, Leo does, the Bond County Police, the Liberian National Bond County, so they have actually, embarked on a random vehicle inspection. And that's something that was fed out some few weeks ago on this very platform. That those people are actually doing this in disguise as means of getting to people who I believe to be supporters of the opposition, particularly for Unity Party, several other, opposition, in the country. And it will interest you to know that, I mean, Bond County Police, I'm talking about the Bond County Detachment of the Liberian National Police. They are actually calling on vehicle drivers to take down their their tinted glasses. That is the stickers they usually put in their glasses. They actually recording on them, put it down just and the one that said it the most is people who are in government or governmental figures have been exempted from what they are doing. And not knowing that some of these very people are even involved into smuggling, high quoted substances to neighboring counties. And they are exempting them from actually, checking on the vehicles, while some of the local car drivers, some of the commercial drivers in this county, they are actually checking on them. And even some of the opposition vehicles, they are checking them. Something that was raised some few weeks back on this very platform. And lastly, from Washington, from a little girl, only identified as Little Princess Thomas. She has been discovered lying unconscious in an unfinished building. Just days after she was, days after she was subsequently kidnapped by unknown individuals. But it will interest you to know that, since this little girl got kidnapped, she said, the unknown guys took something and put it in her mouth that actually led to her unconsciousness. And up to date, she's currently seeking medication at the CB Doma Maternity Hospital here in Bank. But then this has been the views of many citizens. Why is it that this government, each time we wake up every morning, either there is a news of a missing person, or either there is a view, of someone being kidnapped, someone being killed, or someone being raped under this government. Like past time where in majority of these cases were actually on the low pace. But something saddened that under the regime of President Dr. George Manuel, where the issue of rape, the issue of unexplained deaths in this country, the issue of kidnap and several other violence against humanity have actually risen to the highest. And this has been the view of citizens in this side of the country, and calling on government to actually do the right thing and to provide justice and making sure that those who are involved in kidnapping this little girl to be brought to justice. And that's the latest trending issue from my side here in Boston.
Well, really sad story there. Let me say welcome to Stephen Johnson. Stephen, you want to take over or
No, you're doing a good job, Ali. Go ahead.
Thank you, Stephen.
You sit down for this.
Let me more.
Yeah.
So go right ahead. Stephen, I've decided Andrew Masale from Cape Mount, a renowned journalist.
Yeah, I'll follow. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So thank you. Reverend Mo, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. First, Jupo, I think you need to reposition your phone so the microphone on your phone can give him or can make your voice more audible. So many things is trending in Liberia. First, I want to give God the glory and honor for being on this great platform, that is informing our people and debunking the lies in our country today. I want to tell God, thank you for all of us on this platform. We are not like other platforms that are being sponsored by the government to spew lies. We sponsor ourselves and we come to speak the truth because we owe it to Mama Liberia. I hope and pray that we will listen to Auntie Miata's request to bring in another female who happens to be our mascot to help to help us to speak to issues confronting Liberia. I hope we can think about that and we'll bring her on. That is my honor appeal too. She brings a lot to the table. There is a lot unfolding in Liberia, and I also observe that a police station in Grand Bassel was set ablaze today due to some arrest that was carried or that tried to be carried that was about to be carried out by a DEA and a police officer. It led to the corporate jumping into the St. John River, and according to source, he allegedly got drowned and the citizen got angry, moved towards the police station and set it ablaze. Next issue, I read that Honorable Amara Conin, former finance minister, visited Honorable Joe Barker, former vice president, and this is why he said, "I visited Honorable Joe earlier today. He's he's recovering well. He was the same JNB I met in September, committed to country and with his usual lesson through parables. This ugly culture of beating on public figure when they fall sick is unholy. I am a victim of it. May God speed us up his recovery." So, Honorable Amara Kone is telling us that he himself was sick, and people beat on him with the same thing. I have seen that to be old in Liberia now is a death sentence, which is surprising. So that means we want to kill all of the old people, and the young people in Liberia are not prepared to lead. One other training issues that caught my mind is the Liberty Party issues. It's the Liberty Party issues, and this is very serious. Maybe the people in Liberty Party may not understand from where I come from, but I think what is unfolding in the Liberty Party, it is to slow them down, and I think those stewards in the Liberty Party need to come together, meet their constituency, and tell the people if they need to move on. I think this is just my saying. I think they need to form an independent Liberty Party to move on, because Liberia need them. Next, I saw today the United Party Youth Congress. The Youth Congress took to the street and challenged George Weah to fix the country. Another training issue we have to do with SN Brussels. SN Brussels Tibong or the Liberian Airport Authority. It says SN Brussels Airline or Tibong RIA report of passing its audit. So why would the airport not pass the audit and say they have passed the audit? This is what SN Brussels wrote. And it is unfortunate that our international airport still lies in ruins, and whereby Sierra Leone is erecting a brand new airport. This is what SN Brussels wrote. According to SN Brussels Airline, it recognized the progress made by the LAA toward fixing certain issues at the airport, but there is still a lot more to be done. What are those certain issues? They did not say those certain issues. So our country still lies in room. And I also read that in the Daily Observer that Honorable Tiawan Say Gonglu visited Honorable Barker while he was still admitted in a hospital. And I think that's what we should be doing. We can be opposition. We are not enemy. We are not going at war, because politics call for mature people. That is why for me, there are some people that I just don't communicate with because they are toxic. And where we are now, we don't have space for toxic people. Thank you very much. And we can move on.
Thank you. Thank you. So I will give mine on the trending issue, and if Pierre is on, I'll turn over to him then. After
Well, let me give out the trending issue now.
Oh, you want to tell your own? Okay, tell your own.
You know, it feels funny. Me being on this side of the conversation, now I know how it is when you got to go read the news to come and talk about trending issue. It's something that you have to pay attention to the news. But there are a couple of things I think are trending, and I'd like to just throw light on them briefly. One is you know, Ali, and many of you on the show here know that the government printed a lot of currency in the last couple of months, and part of the currency that were printed was a specific denomination, the 1,000 bill. We've not been able to see that money in circulation. There are speculation that that money could be infused into the economy during the election period. We need to pay particular attention to that. Another issue is the issue of the internal descent. I would say the implosion of the CDC. In addition to what Senator Johnson, Prince Johnson, has been saying in terms of the fact that the CDC government has abandoned Nima County, coupled with the fact that Prince Johnson too has been directly ignored by the government. Another party within that very collaboration, the MPP. I listened to James Biden talk about how WIA has abandoned the Southeast. And so it's not just the issue about Nimba County and the Southeast and Nimba County, but it's now the Southeast. And it's even sending a signal that in a year leading to the elections, the ruling party is imploding. And these are good signs for us. And one other thing too we need to pay particular attention to is the fact that President WIA today commissioned the Associate Justice who was named sometime who was confirmed sometime last year. And we saw in circulation a statement from prominent Nimbayans on the fact that delay was because WIA wanted to play politics with it. And so in a time when Prince Johnson and all of the other Nimbayans are disgruntled, President WIA thought that by commissioning Justice Bese will begin the conversation. But those are issues we need to pay particular attention to. And as we draw towards the election period, we will begin to see most of these subtle maneuverings by politicians in terms of how they intend to shift the needle. So those are my trending issues.
Thank you. Mr. Pierre.
Yeah, morally, I would really beg your indulgence to take your time, because I want to give attention to some people who I believe responded effectively to the garbage that came from Lima Bowie. I know we read Tilia Yure's statement here. Sometimes when you pay attention to some and other people who've been fighting in the forefront, you don't see what they do. Sometimes they bring hard feelings, and I thought to just pick up certain of them that were as strong, if not stronger, than what came from the top 10. And the reason why this is necessary is the conclusion should be made that Lima Bowie is a politician, and that she should be treated as such. And for me as a person, going forward, I'll treat her as a politician. And some of the consequences that people face by being politicians, which were before her, especially from the end of some of us. Because after she's done what she did, you would think that this madam is reasonable enough, will return to her cubicle, reflect, because we're human beings, anybody can sleep. But if a person lives with an arrogance that they can never be wrong, that they can't sleep, and whatever they do is Lord and gospel, that person is dangerous. So she came back, I think today on social media, to say when truth is brought up, quoting some German philosopher, when you bring out truth, people will crush it, they will do this, they will do that, in the end, something will happen, some trash. So she was still insisting that what she said is the truth. And what are people bash at it, what are people try to crush it, what are people try to destroy her, in the end it will bounce back, consistent with this philosopher, quote unquote philosopher, that she was quoting. So you can see that whatever she did was intentional, was deliberate, was calculated, and apparently there's still more on her sleeves that she intends to unleash. And because that is what we have now seen her to be, we treat her as the politician she's supposed to be, and we inside. That's one thing I can enjoy from Carrasco. He do everything he pass around, say we inside. So Lima,
really inside.
Yeah, we and you inside. And we'll see who will win the race. And you won't be politician, we inside. So just before reading the thing I wanted to read, then I saw in analysts that my former boss, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, did say to Lima Bowie that it was wrong on her part to speak ill of Bouaka. But then they say she came back and she apologized to Lima. I don't know for what. So she did something, you say it was wrong for her to do it. Then come back and say, yeah, oh, okay, maybe she apologized because of the way guys like Charles Roberts and others responded. Because, yeah, what some of the responses are artistic, like the ones are coming to read, or the ones are coming to read. I mean, everybody not the same. There are some people who would do real fire for fire. So I saw something from somebody like Charles Roberts that was very consequential. So maybe that for that one end, she said she apologizing to Bowie for maybe, but I didn't read the article. I only saw the headline, so I can't tell what she was apologizing for. But I want to guess she will be apologizing for some of the responses we got, maybe like the one from Charles Roberts. But let me read quickly what Martin K.M. Colley, one of our own, very conscious young man, who's been in the vanguard for the cause of the country. Martin wrote this, and he says it's part one of his response to Lima Bowie. He said the right thing means looking beyond subjectivity. He read journal to Nobel Peace Laureate Lima Bowie, part one. I want to put it in Nobel Peace Laureate in quote. That's my choice. Activist Martin K.M. Colley writes, Bowie often amuses on her Facebook page. The Nobel laureate, I put it in quote again, seems iron-willed about participating in political debates in Africa's odious republic. So this read journal has no intent to misjudge Bowie's motive at this time, simply because her thoughts are not agreeable or aligned with mine. After all, it is Bowie's right to opine, and I do encourage more of such exchanges. However, any opinion based on biases and subtle intrigues that must not be allowed to go unnoticed or unquestioned. Therefore, this retort of Bowie's recent write-up aims to unload some obvious biases against His Excellency Joseph Numa Bouaka. Number one, Bowie writes, I would like to ask you all to kindly allow Uncle Joe Bouaka to retire from politics and focus on his health. He says, without sourcing any medical evidence of Bouaka health status, Bowie's claim implies, one, that Bouaka should abandon his quest to run as president because he is unhealthy. Two, those who support Bouaka should rethink because he is not physically fit to lead. Then he said, let me ask Bowie a few questions. Where are your facts to validate claim number one? Are you conversant with Bouaka's medical history? When last did you speak with his doctor? Do you care to share with us any evidence of his poor health, which informed your judgment of why he should retire from politics? Did Bouaka communicate his latest health condition with you? When did you physically interact with Bouaka? Critical questions. And he says, since your claim number one has fallen short of these empirical inquiries, I argue from a more scientific perspective that your opinion is invalid. And such invalidity has its origin in implicit bias, which is also called implicit stereotype in the context of social identity theory. For a peace laureate to even prejudice, stereotype, a statement in such a demeaning manner without any shred of evidence is unhealthy for democracy and culturally un-Liberian. The determinant of one's health is not a video or a picture. There are people we see via photos or videos who may appear healthy, but they are not. Madam Bowie is also confusing health with fitness because her perspective about being healthy to lead is too thin and pejorative. Being healthy is not just physical, but it's also mental and social. How can Bowie even prove or measure Bwaka's mental health? Bowie also infers in claim 1 that one must be physically strong to lead, and Stevie always makes the point that we're not going for a marathon, we're not going to eat iron. Again, I disagree, and my divergence is grounded in Mahatma Gandhi's hypothesis, which states strength does not come from physical capacity, but indomitable will. The Nobel laureate cannot use physical strength as a fair measurement or gauge to determine the presidential performance. She is wrong on this. That's why I am asking her to look beyond subjectivity. Before I can zero in on my first point, let me use Madame Bowie's line of logic to ask her this very simple but important question. It is assumed and perceived that President
Pierre, 1 second quickly. I see people commenting, Pierre, please stop using this B-word. Pierre is simply reading a response from Comrade Martin K.N. Colley. And I'm sure if you are listening from the beginning, you wouldn't be making those comments. Pierre is reading from the response that Martin K.N. Colley wrote to Lima Bowie. Pierre, continue.
Thank you. And I even seen the comments, so I don't know. But sometimes when you come to the show late, sometimes just watch and don't put yourself in a situation you can't handle. I said I was reading responses from some people, and the first one is Martin Colley. So everything I say here that I'm aware, I'm reading purely from Martin Colley straight. Thank you, Mo, for making that clear. Well, let me see whether they finish setting me up. Let me see what I can get to where I was. These people sometimes, you know, they cause some problem right here. It is assumed and perceived that President George Weah is healthier or physically fit than VP Emeritus Joseph Boakai. How has his fitness or physical strength increased public sector performance in the best interest of Liberia? Yeah, we are fit, he's strong, nothing wrong with him. How has the country benefited from that? If I have more time, I will endeavor to establish causality and correlation between physical fitness and public sector performance using case study research as an approach to argue further. But let's move on to her second claim. The Nobel laureate writes, he deserves to spend his golden years interacting with his grandkids, enjoying family time. Let us put golden years in context. It means years after one has retired from active work, generally after the age of 65. Has Boakai retired from active politics or work? Are his grandkids, wife, and relatives complaining about not spending his golden years with them? Who chooses how Boakai spent his golden year? Such a choice is not and cannot be made by Bowie, as surmised. Who has ever told Madame Bowie that Boakai is not enjoying family time? Where does this intuition come from? The last time I checked, during the Christmas season, JMB uploaded a photo of his entire family, including his grandkids and wife. They look fantastic and very joyous. The first two claims made by Bowie are too wide and frail. Besides them being biased, they have no intellectual justification. This is how I would like to sum up or write up. It is a hearsay that is based on zero evidence. Bowie goes on to say, I would also like to take this time to ask that you all reconsider your partnership with other political parties and form a merger that will provide viable political options for the Liberian people. The Nobel laureate again implies in this line that Bouaka is not a viable political option for Liberia and Liberians. Again, I argue, where are her facts? This seems more of an open campaign against Bouaka's candidacy. So Bowie, as a peace laureate, has already gotten involved with mainstream politics, which is her right though, but such rights should be always exercised with judicious care and conviction. Bowie is calling on the UP to partnership with other political parties and form a merger, but she is already casting a salvo of aspiration on UP standard bearer. How can such a merger then be possible? It is like stabbing me in the back with a knife, but at the same time asking me to unite or make peace. Bowie call is like be akin to hypocrisy or deception. And such precedent weakens democracy. The Nobel laureate also failed to suggest any viable political option. So she has left all of us in suspense. And this is what makes her argument not to be intellectually tasty and consumable. As Liberians opting for an alternative to unseat we have failed regime, yes, they are. But who should be the viable alternative? With less than 10 months to election, Bowie is still mute on this national question. Calling on Liberia to turn their back on Bouaka before providing an alternative-based argument is not enough. Our politics should transcend rhetorical appeal. Let facts lead. Bowie writes further. The writings are on the wall. My Uncle Joe is in no position to contest. Uncle Joe, please be well. I pray God's blessing upon you. What supports this claim of Bowie? My Uncle Joe is in no position to contest. Which writing on the wall is she referring to? She made no effort to even re-echo one of the writings that is on the wall. In this case, Bowie is guilty of pathos, a rhetorical appeal, because she is using Bouaka's health condition to invoke public emotion and sentiment against his presidential ambition. This is why I have titled my rebuttal, Doing the Right Thing Means Looking Beyond Subjectivity. Bowie thoughts about JMB are utterly biased. The 2011 Nobel laureate concludes, Dear Unity Party, Liberia's political future and interest lie and rest squarely in your hands. It is time we put egos aside and put Liberia and her interest first. Do the right thing. Bowie line has contained supra seems contradictory. She tries to alienate Bouaka from the Unity Party, which is unlikely because Bouaka bears UP standard. She implies in her conclusion that Liberia has no future with JMB, but she wants JMB party to merge and collaborate with other political parties. I'm still finding it difficult to fathom Bowie's concluding logic. It's time to look beyond subjectivity, biases. But I will leave a year and return to my class. I just thought to briefly weigh in because Bowie is an eminent citizen. Stop insulting Bowie. Let's use ideas to disagree. In a democracy, we must clash with ideas and not invectives. If Madam Bowie wants, we can have a conversation in lieu of a debate on a specific subject. So I will stop here. Maybe next time we'll read Madam Daba Vapila on because Martin stuff along.
But yeah, Martin, I come out part 2.
Yeah, but it was just good. Once we took the tag team on, we read it. Other people who come in and doing a great job in dealing with this politician who's no longer a peace person.
But yeah, let me come in. I think it is important to read Daba Vapila's response, Stephen.
Yeah, I mean, if you say so, I just didn't want to feel.
The reason why I say it is important because she particularly mentioned Daba Vapila in her post.
Okay.
Yeah, she particularly mentioned her, and Daba's response is not as long as.
Yeah, I can read that. I can read that. I just wanted to make sure that I was not taking.
No, I think it's important for you to read it.
All right. Quickly, let me run to Matt Daba. Okay, I get it. It's right here. So Daba Vapila is what her position, vice chair for what?
She's the vice chair for administration.
All right. Daba Vapila is the vice chair for administration at the Unity Party. And like Mo Ali said, Lima Bowie, maybe he said because they all come from Bon County, she particularly mentioned Daba Vapila. So Daba Vapila saw the need to reply since her name was mentioned. So she says, a response to my niece, Lima Bowie. Dear Lima, I read your letter addressed to officials of the Unity Party, including me, dated January 16, 2022, via Facebook. This first line tells you that this Nobel laureate who know plenty of things have not sent any letter to the people that you see the letter was meant for. It's only Facebook for Vuvuzela, the behavior of a politician. And she said, I am constrained to respond to you on Facebook, knowing that you have never been inaccessible to me as I have never been in like manner. But I have to do this because you have chosen this medium to communicate your view on a matter you know little about and definitely seems you don't care to know. So she's coming on Facebook to respond because of what Daba did it. They didn't see no letter from Daba, from Lima. Regarding your Uncle Joe Bwaka's health, our values dictate that we are to empathize and wish well to those who are down and often give helping hands. But without reaching out to your Uncle Joe and not knowing much about his health status, you have taken upon yourself a role of a medical doctor to pronounce him as not being in a position to contest and proposing a political merger for the sole purpose of winning an election. This, I believe, is well thought through, is a well thought through political move, which doesn't represent the purpose of peace and development as indicated in your post, because everything you are doing for peace and development. Your Uncle Joe Bwaka, like any human being, was sick. Taken to the hospital as it is normally done when one falls sick and is now well. Discharged from the hospital and home with his family awaiting full recovery. I believe that he looks forward to a next call or visit from you whenever you are back in the country and other well wishes. Regarding your proposal for a political merger, please note that mergers are not the only way to do politics in 2023. We are in collaborations. There are collaborations and endorsement. The Unity Party is currently collaborating and remains engaged with several other political parties and individuals, some of whom have publicly declared support for your Uncle Joe's presidential bid ahead of the October polls. We are in several of these political arrangements and look forward to the full inclusion of every other Liberian who believes that President George Weah is both a political and democratic error that must not be repeated in October. The Unity Party is fully cognizant of its role and responsibility in rescuing this country from what is a total collapse under the CDC regime, and will do nothing to disappoint our people. Thank you. Your auntie, Daba M. Vapila. So I have read the two issues I wanted to talk about. I hope as we go on this program, when we get a chance, let's focus on what is happening in Minnesota. The Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government, before he left power, opened a consulate in Minnesota. That consulate made it easier for the people who live in the Midwest to do their visa processing, passport, and other things with ease. George Weah and his government took a decision to close the consulate. The services being rendered by the consulate, they want to give it to a Ghanaian company. There are indications that the people running that Ghanaian company are relations or connected to Jackie Appiah. So Liberians on that side, they're supposed to have a protest today. I don't know whether they did it. They are warning the government that the consulate should remain open. They don't want to get in a squeeze of always having to travel to DC or New York when they could go to Minnesota and do the things they're supposed to do. So we got to pay attention to it because this is what is happening. Now, things were working in the country since the government came to power. For no reason or the other, they're reversing all those things. And I don't know what they've lost. The rheumatic feeling for Ghanaian institutions. When we saw red at our airport, when Abin Moda and other people who are Liberian business owners apply for some catering, some services at that airport, they give it to a Ghanaian company. They're closing your consulate down in Minnesota again. They're taking the contract to produce all the things, giving it to a Ghanaian company. Is it something that will compel to believe? Because no Liberian name open. That open name is only used by Ghanaian. So is it a confirmation that this guy is a Ghanaian Liberian and so he's committed to serving both Ghana and Liberia? You answer that question for me. Let me end it there, Stephen.
No,
Stephen, before I turn over to you and we get to Andrew, thank you, Pierre. There's something quickly I wanted to talk about. And maybe people will say, oh, you're giving this guy relevant, but it's not about giving him relevant. When you are a journalist and you work for a radio station, few things. The journalism thing they're doing, your news is in English. The people who do the news in the dialect, they are there. You report in English and you listen to people speak English. We all listen to Mr. Cummings on the Spoon, on the True FM radio. He said, I reached out to JMB's family. And one guy who is finding it difficult to understand English, who works with Spoon FM, they call him James Goodday Flomo, posted on his Facebook page. Alexander Cummings is the first political leader to visit Joseph Boakai and donated huge money for his illness, for his treatment. I wanted to respond to it, but I said I will wait until I can go find out from JMB himself. So this morning, in fact, last night first, I called the old man. She said, well, maybe I was sleeping when he came, but I haven't seen him. So I went there this morning, I met the old man, and usually somebody asks, Uncle Sajoni was there, Mo, how you doing? How you been keeping? And before I could talk, JMB responded, oh, Mo them been fighting. He called everybody name, Mo, Pia, and all of them, they just been fighting. So I said, no, we not been fighting. We just been responding to Lima Bowie. He said, yeah, I've been reading everything. I've been listening to all. So as the conversation went later on, I went to him one-on-one and asked, did Mr. Cummings visit you? He says, not to my knowledge, I haven't seen him. Have you received call from him? He said, no. I said, okay, maybe they say something wrong with the old man. Let me ask the other people. Any of your around here security people, Jojo, have any of you seen Cummings? Jojo said the only thing that have come close to me and Mr. Cummings is that he sent tests to wish the old man well. And I am certain that's what Mr. Cummings talked about on the show when he said, I reached out to family members. But this Goodday Flomo guy, they work for a station that is supposed to be reputable. They would just go on and just post anything on Facebook. And he went under my post to post a video. And people listen to it and say, but James, you're not understanding English or what? So this is just so sad. These people will go about to lie. And the other thing, Stephen, the pictures that JMB took today, we posted them. And the guys are brave enough to say that it wasn't picture. Yeah. So one other guy just commented on my post. You know, Sir Johnny sat with JMB. The picture JMB showing somebody something on the phone. That's Sir Johnny. And then there is one of the aides when JMB came outside walking by his side. That's another person. And this guy came out to say, oh, Moadi post two different persons in different shirt. One time the person get hair, the other time the person not get hair. So that pictures from two different times. This is just sad. Now people say we're talking on the issue too much. We're not talking on it too much. The other people were running with it. JMB not being a very word person, today they will still be running with all kind of nonsense. You know, so JMB is back. They've gone back into their shell. They're going to pray again so JMB can get sick again. Anyway, thanks.
You see, shortly, let me just say something, and it's going to the people who join us on this show. We really appreciate the fact that you're following us. We appreciate it. Without you, we'll not be here. But before we come on this show, we plan what we want to do. We don't just jump here and be doing things off here. So if we plan to do what we want to do, that's the fact that you only here commenting, oh, they do they want too much. Nobody runs a program like that. Each of you here who will be posting here, you have different views about what we should do. If we won't follow the thing that all of you are saying, what will we do now? Because we're not do John Brown and leave Mary on. So that's the reason why you post all you want to post, but we will always go ahead with our plans. We know exactly what we are here to do. When we see bad soul and we're giving the bad medicine, if you're tired with it, go to Spoon FM or Spoon TV. If you want to be here, just follow us and support us when we're talking things. Don't be jittery. Don't be like vest. You say you support JMB. Then when the JMB people deal with people who said nonsense about JMB, then you said, y'all leave talking, you're talking anything too much. Y'all leave that thing. So if you can't even bear the fact that we're talking to people who try to destroy so all the things that we're talking about, for example, I saw that good Flomo, man, I don't know whether he's a journalist or he's there holding radio or microphone. I saw a post. I saw a post and he said the first political person who had visited JMB is coming in. And you're not even concerned that what this guy said got no truth in it. That Comey has neither visited JMB nor has he even called JMB. But you think it's normal. A newspaper reported what JMB got said. That JMB has stroke.
Exactly.
You see all the pictures yourself now. JMB does not have stroke. You say when I talk about it, I know some people here in the US, I've been watching it on some page. I don't comment there, I just pass it because I want to bring myself to their level. Who are higher ups in the ANC. Even as JMB was out of the hospital, I don't pictures were coming. They were on a page posting, and why he gets stroke for that. And then you wonder. Look, let me tell you this before I get back to Mo. If you think the human relation problem that we have seen, because many of you who live in Liberia say all the time that you people are here, and for example, a PR in government, they can sit down with a CDC friend, nobody's scared of anything, everybody interacting, all of this government is changed, people gotta be hard into. If you think that is a problem with the CDC government, try ANC and see. People who open up celebrating and hoping for somebody to die because of politics. People who manufacture stroke for people. Give them power, and you'll see the difference. Arrest.
Thank you. So Stevie, I'm turning over to you until we can get ready to.
Yeah, I mean, you did a good job with the. So you see, it's good that you host us on many days when I'm not around for you can take over. But I mean, it's good that you are able to take us through the first lap. But let me just say this on this last thing you and Pierre talk about. You see, journalism, and we are not journalists, and we say that very often. We are not journalists. We are political commentators. We are political strategists. We are analysts. We are whatever, but we are not journalists. We don't profess to be journalists here. But in journalism, it comes with a fiduciary responsibility, and journalists all over have what they call the ABC of journalism. If you want to be a journalist, you have to follow the ABC, which is essentially your news must be accurate, it must be balanced, and it must be credible. So when you present yourself as a journalist, the reasonable expectation somebody will have for you there is that, and that's the minimum, is that you will provide the news as it is. Then the second part to that, on that whole spectrum, is the fact that when you leave the shores of Liberia and by extension the shores of Africa to acquire education in the Western world, one would think that your presence alone in the Western world will add value to whatever skills you're about to acquire. I read, most of the time I read his stuff, and the last time I interacted with him, my question was, are you actually in school learning something? When we were in graduate school or learning overseas, the time spent on social media, the time spent on to come on shows, to be able to come on the show, tells me that I don't know what school you're in over there. That you on show every day, you hardly sleep in the night. Why? Because it's late in Europe, you're supposed to be a student, you there, then you come every day, you just read trash. Then people laugh for you. Oh yeah, funny, yeah, it's funny. But you know, it speaks to, and this is the danger of radio. People overlook radio. The power of radio in any democracy is very key. We watch how Rwanda was torn apart because of Radio Kigali. Journalists who supposed to be saying the truth were out there concording people cockroaches. That fueled the conflict in Rwanda, led to almost a million or 1 million plus people dead. Only because journalists chose to be unethical, they chose to be biased, and they decided not to report the facts. And so anytime we come across these things, it's important for us to nip them effectively. Because if we don't do it, there is a propensity that people will start to believe, and people share it with us. Well, what happened? And people panicking. People, these are critical times. And the reason why we come on this show here and we spend our time off the show following up on all of these events is to be able to come here and effectively deal with these nonsense. If we don't do it, all these things will perpetuate, and we're not prepared for that. This is election year. We are on course. Our stand-up barrel today shot the naysayers down. One of the things they were talking about in their little corner was they thought JMB was so critically ill that he could barely walk. They thought when they say the government say, oh, we will offer to help, they thought that there was a guy who was surviving on oxygen, on his bed of affliction on oxygen, and that only the miracle of God could have revived him. And so when JMB is out there today having meetings, you seem very energetic. They're shocked. Many of them have gone in their cocoon. Many of them have experienced what I call a cataclysmic shock within their spine, to the point that they cannot believe in that. Now they're going back in here because instead of you focusing the conversation on why JMB cannot lead, and the reason you can't make the conversation about issues is because this guy is experienced. He has the integrity. And let me say this, and Pia talked about it from the beginning of the show, and I'll close on there and allow Reverend to talk. The presidency is not a wrestling match or a marathon race. If that was so, people like Arnold Schwarzenegger, the likes of Romeo Reigns, Big Show, when we were growing up in the 80s, we saw somebody like Mighty Eagle, Miriam Mascala, and all these people, they would have contested. Because you only needed to win all of your opponent in a physical fight for you to be president. If it was a marathon, Usain Bolt would be president of Jamaica. Because on the 800, on the 100, 200, 300, 400 meters run, Usain Bolt would take off you and knock you off. If it was about moving boxes from one point to the next, Biden will never be president in America. Biden is 80 years old. But howbeit Biden is considered one of the most successful U.S. presidents. The reason he's considered one of the most successful U.S. presidents is because of decision making. And so it tells you essentially that to be an effective president, you must be a good decision maker. And people who make good decisions must have the requisite experience, because decision is an outcome that is based on thought process, and the thought process you use is based on facts and your experience over the years. And one of the key things Waka brings to our politics, which has been lacking for the last 175 years, is the issue of integrity. Public service in Liberia has always been a source of public corruption. Most of our wealthiest people in Liberia are government officials. And so When you see a man who served over 30 years in government, is still struggling to even pay his hospital bill, to even buy a plane ticket, to do the one, for many of you, it's fun. Because the reason you think it's fun is because you expect public officials to be so wealthy when they leave office. How do you get wealthy? My father worked for government for over 40 years. His salary was how much? Jack Taylor time, they were poor, making less than $15. How do you get wealthy? Unless you're corrupt. And those who choose not to be corrupt are often vilified. And so the debate out there is not Bouaka cannot lead. The debate is not Bouaka cannot transform the country. The debate is not Bouaka hasn't shown his plan for the country. Of course he has. The debate is he should retire. And let me close on this note and say, in politics, there's no retirement age. There's no retirement age in politics. If there was so, it will be stipulated within laws that by the time you reach this age, you must retire. And because there are no retirement age in politics, you look around here, many of you here in the US, many of you have seen, most of the US Congress people have been in power. Nancy Pelosi, over 40 years. Joe Biden, almost been in government over almost 50 years. You think America don't have young people who passing around? No, the issue here is about the experience and the decision you make. That's what makes you an effective person. And Joe Bouaka has the integrity, he has the experience, he has the wherewithal, and most importantly, he has the tenacity and the audacity to move Liberia forward. And this is why we support him. Reverend, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much. It is so unfortunate that our people back home and even in the diaspora will measure the presidency with the money they claim the person have, or with the wealth. So that means if you have money, you can be a president of Liberia. And my question to many of them is anyone richer than Liberia? Do anyone have more money than the country? People ran around here and said George Weah was rich. But we see George Weah never had money. He was rich in the mouth. But George Weah went and he stole, and he's still stealing. But the issue here that confront us today, we are unable to talk about the issues, but we attack the individual. And the issues that confront us here today is the corrupt and criminal government and murderous government and rapist government that we have in Liberia. How can we unseat this criminality government that is in power? How? It's not about you all coming up to say Honorable Bouaka is unfit. If you say he's unfit and we say he's fit and are him that we're going to vote for, bring your candidate into the race. And let me bring my candidate into the race and see if the candidate is able to beat my candidate. That should be our first and foremost thing to fight. And I see this race here that the Unity Party with Joe Bouaka are on two fronts. And why we are saying two fronts, it is because other people try to make themselves relevant and thinking that we're going to make them relevant. No, we're not here to make you relevant. We're not here to lift you. We're not here to put you on a telescope. We are here to introduce our candidate. And why we saying he is the best candidate? Reason is it's very simple. With a corrupt society that we have, with a corrupt government over the years, this old man have worked in his government for many years. Let somebody come out and say, this man is corrupt. Let somebody come out. You are saying 40 years. Okay, we agree, 40 years. We agree, 45 years. But here we are. We gave these young people government in 6 years. In even reach 6 years, they have accumulated a lot of wealth. They have stolen. They have emptied the covert. They cannot run the affairs of the nation. Instead of them giving you your yearly increment on your salary, what are they doing? They are enriching themselves. They are building their own empire.
Okay, Reverend, sorry, not cutting you off. We have Andrew on the line. I just wanted him to go through with him quickly. He has more to say. He's a renowned journalist from the Western region, and we have it's a hard there now. We want to find time, in fact, to make him bring him on as a guest, and then he could be coming on as a guest journalist on the show.
Say like
So-
you joining us as panelists.
Yeah, so I've already told him that. Andrew, good evening. Welcome to the Class Reloaded.
Yeah, but Reverend is still talking. You getting me?
No, Andrew,
Bro,
you
you
need
listening
to
to
off
something?
your Facebook live.
Tell her, Andrew, man. hurry
Andrew,
up,
off
man.
your Facebook live.
microphone
That
looking
one
bad.
is
Cut
delayed by
off
a
your
few
device.
seconds.
Cut off the device you're listening to.
Yeah, off it and just listen to the phone directly.
Okay.
All right, so you there now. Good evening and welcome to the Class Reloaded.
Yeah, thank you. It's a privilege, and this is my debut appearance on the Class Reload. My friend and brother Steven Josie, what's up, man?
Yeah, that's by Andrew. How are you, my man?
Yeah.
Okay, Andrew. So there are a few things we like to talk about. You've been covering the Western region for a very, very long time, and there are several issues there we just want to briefly talk about, and then Friday we can bring you on as a guest panelist.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What's wrong with this Western cluster deal? What's going on in the Western region about this Western cluster deal?
Well, to be very sincere with you, this entire Western cluster deal is confusing. Even we that are in the media, we don't understand what is unfolding with this entire deal. And on one of my shows, The Bitter Truth, I consider the entire Western cluster deal as a thief of clusters, or cluster thieves who just put together to rob the people of Cape
Andrew, what
Town.
did you say? Cluster thieves?
Cluster thieves. We put a group of thieves together to rob their own people. I think that's what we see right now in the Western region of Liberia. There are a bunch of thieves who can conglomerate together to rob their own people. And that's what is happening exactly with the Western clusters of because I tell you for a fact that you can't be operating a multinational company like the Western cluster. The number one priority is road. If you travel on the road, the route from Douala to Bomi, to Tokma, going all the way to Lofa Bridge,
Yeah.
especially during the rainy season, I get footage I can share with you guys. It's terrible. That road is completely out of use.
And our understanding is that in fact
in the MDA,
yeah, go
those
ahead.
are issues that they needed to address. In the MDA, Western Cluster should have built a port in Bomoja, which is in Grand Cape Mount County.
Yeah.
And they should have done that road from Douala all the way going to Lofa Bridge. But as I speak, they have one company that they call SSF, who doesn't have any performance level in the country. They gave the contract, they do it cut and paste, which is not sustainable. And Western Cluster have brought in tons of trucks to ply that road. And we have been talking about it on our shows, you know.
So is it true that they are transporting iron ore by trucks?
Oh, yes. Western Cluster brought almost more than 100 trucks. And you can imagine, Semi Davi have trucks.
Yes.
The B Mountain have hundreds of trucks.
And
the Akiwa company, which doing logging, is also having tons of trucks. So all of them.
And Madina Rock Crusher also.
Yeah, and in Bapolu they are also doing logging there. So all of those trucks applied the main highway of Cape Mount, Bomi, and Bapolu, where we have pedestrians and we have motorists at the same time using the very road. The road is terrible and terrible. And what is disgusting is that none of our lawmakers say anything about that thing, about that entire Western cluster.
Our 5 lawmakers from Cape Mount.
The person that is at the forefront of that whole Western cluster now is Eddie Snow. Even the program they have to officially have a groundbreaking program for the Western cluster, it was spearheaded by Eddie Snow. All of our representatives and senators went there as guests.
Oh.
Yeah, when they ask guests, I get videos I can share with you. None of our lawmakers on Cape Mount can tell you anything about the Western Cluster.
Wow.
And so this is just sad. And that whole deal, I think they need to revisit, because since Western Cluster, since 2011, there were a lot of things provision in the NDA that needed to be addressed. Even giving the social development funds back to the counties. It's not even on time. It's not accurate. And we just there cities and we see them already started operation in Bomi. How they started the operation? Nobody can see anything. As the lawmaker responsibility to explain these things to we the media and even the ordinary people in the country. But as I speak, not a single lawmaker have ever gone either on the radio or used the social media or so forth to explain anything concerning about Western Cluster.
All right, Andrew. I'm sure we'll deal with that more on Friday. But you know, at a certain point in this town, we kept hearing seditions and people who support the government boasting that they were working on the Medina Ravensport road and they were paving that road. How far have they gone with that road work?
Ali, you know me. I have been in Cape Mount consistently. Every week I'm in Cape Mount. You getting me?
Yeah.
Since the pronouncement of that rule, you could remember the president pronounced it in his, I think, 2 annual message ago.
Yeah.
He pronounced that they were going to do the Ravensport. We lauded the president because that's a major project for Grand Cape Mount County.
Yeah.
And sadly enough, not much has been done with the Medina rule. The only thing that made them to start the few days, because you could remember the vice president visited Ravensport recently.
Yeah.
And she was disenchanted. She was so discouraged in the Ravensport City Hall, and she made that pronouncement that she expected that this road were going far by now. It was from then the SSS started doing some work from the coming from Ravensport in to come in. And
so when you say so, what do you mean? They started putting quota?
Not quota. I'm saying they are building the roof. They are breaking some of the hills down. They are around Tuso and Sembehun. If you're coming from Ravensport in.
So that means that they're just starting now.
It's not even 5% of the road they should have done.
More than 3 years ago, they pronounced that.
More than 3 years ago. So basically, I have been on the radio, I have been on the social media. So most Cape Martinian feels that road is just a political road for re-elections. That's how Cape Martinian journalists think about the road.
Okay, but it actually is. And I'm sure you cover Bapuru too at times. They've been boasting about this 100-bedroom hospital. What do you know about it?
I can tell you this. The Qatar government promised to build that 100-bedroom hospital in Grand Cape Mount County.
Okay.
And I can give you evidences to prove, photographs. In fact, the Ministry of Health contacted me because they tried to reach out to the superintendent and other people. They couldn't get to them. And somebody told them that, look, the only proficient person you can get in that country to do anything, contact Andrew Masari. And one assistant minister, I will not call her name right now, she contacted me and said, look, Andrew, the Qatar government have promised to build a 100-bedroom hospital in Grand Cape Mount County, but they wanted to a strategic area in Sinji because they wanted for 7 million to have access to the hospital.
Uh-huh.
And so me and the assistant minister drove into Sinji and met with Representative Mahmoud Soni. He's still alive. You can call him and ask him. And he contacted the citizens of Sinji town who own these lands, and we went and appealed to them to provide 100 acres of land. In fact, the CSO, I think you know, Madam Chilignon.
Yeah, very well.
Madam Chilignon was in that meeting. I still have the video. I can send it to you. When we appealed to the citizens that the government of Liberia wanted to build a 100-bedroom hospital, but the location they selected was Sinji. And so that how the people agreed to give the 100 acres of land, because Honorable Mahmoud Soni said this was a development and we couldn't afford to miss out on this development.
Yeah.
And we procured that land right opposite Radio Cape Mount, the new Radio Cape Mount up the hill.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Across the road there. And as I speak, the 100 acres of land is there right now.
So how can they carry to Bapolo?
Yeah. Later on, we heard that Honorable Mange have changed the plan and they sent it to Bapolo. That how can a hospital went to Bapolo?
Ah, okay.
And the people of Cape Mount are not happy with that.
Okay. Anyway, Andrew, so lastly, on the political front, I see there are lots of people putting their hats in the race for the senatorial seat. What are your takes? You in the county every day.
Well, we have done a lot of opinion poll. Yeah, especially my page, I have done a lot of opinion poll. But I can squarely say that Cape Mountaineers are getting very conscious on selecting their leader this time around because they are disappointed. Cape Mountaineers is one of the least. I hear you are talking about soft ease and this, that. Cape Mountaineers are seriously disenchanted with what is unfolding. Cape Mountaineers feels that they have left completely out of this government.
Wow.
I interviewed one Afra person, which was a strong member, I think the chairman of mobilization for the CDC.
Yeah, no Afra.
I interviewed Manja Vani Kroma yesterday on the Beta Truth. Those are strong seditionists. I mean, real strong seditionists. They took the mantle of authority in Cape Mount to deliver CDC. I have spoken with the development superintendent, who is Boyango Kamara, who is a former chairman for the CDC. All of the guys, in confidence, they have told me they are not prepared right now to support any candidate that will go on the CDC. Even though, yes, some of them saying they will vote for the president, but any other person besides the president, they're not going to support them on the CDC ticket. And even Manja Vani Kroma has pledged his support to Madam Daba Vabla from the CDC. And Boyango Kamara, the development superintendent, has also done same. After passed away, he said he will support a female candidate, but he did not name the president. So that's what is happening in the country right now. So most of the guys are disenchanted. CDC is massively divided in the county, and I can prove that from my programs that are held on live Facebook. So is that anything that to say I'm making up story? I have never joined the Unity Party. You know that. Even Unity Party was in power 12 years. I never joined you people. I'm not here to front for no political party, but this is just the realities. And I'm going to inform you guys, this is what is happening. Cape Mountaineers feel that they don't, the only person they can boast of in the CDC government is Malaya Sharif.
He's an assistant. So Malaya Sharif is an assistant minister.
Yeah, assistant minister.
As the Ministry of Youth and
They
Sport.
can point to when you talk about this government. So Cape Mountaineers, even the sedition I interviewed these guys yesterday on my program, they said it. They said they're waiting for Bema Famula, Safa Megre, and other people, Musa Konen, and to go campaign for CDC in Cape Mount, but they're not going to waste their time to campaign for CDC because they have no message to tell the people because they are ashamed. There is no single project that have been that Cape Mountaineers have benefited from under the CDC-led government.
All right, Andrew.
I get evidence to prove, and I can send you those videos so you can watch it yourself.
Thank you, Andrew. We will.
Yeah, Alila, he sent those videos to you.
Yeah, he will send them to me. We will host you as. He said he should send the video. We will host you as our guest panelist on Friday so that we can talk more about the Western cluster and other issues. But thank you for.
Talk about it, but I think that whole thing is a cluster of thieves.
Thank you, thank you, Andrew. So we will talk. We will talk on Friday, and thank you for appearing for giving us your time. We appreciate it. Yeah, Stephen.
Thank you.
I don't know
So
where
guys,
he's pointing from, but I think he's.
yeah, the
he
cluster,
said something.
the
Cluster
cluster
of
of
thieves.
who are in the West, Western cluster of thieves. But I mean, he made some very, so there's discontentment in the CDC. With the whole, the Southeastern people were getting jobs, getting strategic jobs, position, lucrative, quote unquote, as Prince Johnson called it, lucrative job. They think will backfire on the CDC. And this is why I often say on this show here, if you're thinking about joining the CDC, if you're watching us or you're listening to us and you're thinking about joining the CDC, think about the people who left their party to join the CDC or the people who in the CDC They're crying. MPP crying. MDR, Prince Johnson crying. LPDP, Ellis Tyler crying so much that Ellis Tyler forget about politics now. He behind LFA. Because I only play that he get this small package for to LFA, traveling to Qatar, or LFA get this small money.
He working for LFA?
I think he's president of Barrow. He's president of Barrow.
Yeah, he's the president for Mighty Barrow.
So how they were able to go Qatar because FIFA gave sending number of tickets for people to go. So I'm saying
No, you know.
Corruption can call the method of spokesman now.
You know, that's what you get when the people elect you and you don't serve them and you serve yourself. And for him to be where he is today, I know he's broke with all of the money that he stole. I know he's broke. And the same thing will happen to these guys. The same very thing will happen to these guys. Because look, we all read the Bible. It is in the Bible when you rob somebody of what they are entitled to for you to enrich yourself, the Bible says you will never enjoy it. And watch and see. It's just a matter of time after the election 2023. Watch and see these very same people that are driving flashes cars in Liberia that are causing mayhem on our people. These people will go broke. They will walk in the street. They will take buses, and the people will look at them because they have suffered the people to accumulate wealth. The God we serve, he never sleep nor slumber.
Thank you.
No, see, the problem we have, the problem the CDC has, and let's just run on this thing quickly because our main focus was to talk a little bit about
the program tomorrow.
Yeah. But when you are in crisis, it's visible. I was with the Unity Party in 2011, the year Ellen got re-elected. You did not have to argue. Everybody could see that this is a government that was on the path of being re-elected.
Yeah.
And it was not just because somebody loved Ellen. And we who worked with that government, we can say every day, every time, the first term was excellent. Everything was going as planned. There was restoration all over the place. Because mind you, the country was completely broken when Ellen took over. So just by the performance of the government, it was clear that she was going to be re-elected. Not only that, those of us who were involved with that campaign, we were sure of a first round victory. And you know what was our first round victory, right? We won the first round of the election in the high 40s.
Yeah, almost 48%.
Yeah. And that, in fact, that was the basis upon which the CDC panicked. Look for false pretense. Look for all false pretense and say, we're not taking part in the election.
Yeah.
But see what is happening now. James Barney is one of the Mujahideen. They brought the MPP. The guy is saying the CDC-led government is of no benefit to the Southeast. What is supposed to make the pull from the Southeast of over CDC? If somebody who is a part of the government architecture say this government is of no benefit from the Southeast. Now you know the story of Grand Guinea. Grand Guinea always voted for CDC 95, 96, 97%. They are angry. They are very angry. There's nothing you can point to for a group of people since 2005 that have voted consistently for WIA. There's nothing you can point to as benefit that they've gotten under the CDC-led government. People talk about Grand Crew, where Georgia come from. When you sit there at the Polo Street, let it all here for people dancing in the street. You gotta be asking yourself, what are those solar lights are even still working?
Yeah,
those are sustainable development. Nothing, zero. Nothing. Built some places that look like home for pigs instead of low-income houses for people there. I'm not sure the people in Grand Crew themselves even appreciate that. When going to the county is still a big wahala. So the problem they are faced with is all the things you see Prince Johnson do. We're talking about Prince Johnson the other time. Somebody say, is that about believing Prince Johnson? But the truth is, Prince Johnson has been careful. You know why Prince Johnson is not running to be president? If you run to be president, you know you will not win.
You will lose all over.
And you lose all over because you will not be re-elected as senator. And he still won't be senator. That's the reason why he said Jeremiah Cuomo that is standard bearer, because he want to run to maintain his senatorial post. And to maintain a senatorial post, he cannot be insensitive to the plight of the people. So all the things you see doing, making noise against CDC, voicing or talking about the government has failed, he does not want the people to see him as standing fully and justified for a government that has failed, because it could come back to hurt him in his own day.
They could bundle them together and beat them.
So it's a crisis. Look, that's why I see the people running around by JMB. I told somebody yesterday, so the person was laughing. I said JMB collapsed. They'll bring wheelchair. He sit down in the wheelchair. When he still gets sense, he can talk, he can make a decision with making president.
You know, Pierre, let me buttress.
I come in more. Let the man verse. So I said, but why you verse for? 2 years ago, 250,000 people died in the country, and men who are responsible when they put. You say when they put what did you say? You say the man kill your man.
Give my power.
Vote for him. Yeah.
After the man left, Ellen left. No man came. I mean, he know nothing. You join the street. You say he know Bo. He don't know Bo. We vote for him. So our own son will be he be in wheelchair. We vote for him.
So Pierre, the other day we went to in our community. We went to sympathize with somebody who had passed. We went to sympathize with the family. So I was sitting. I didn't say anything. I had on a cap, so I didn't want people to know my identity. And then while the people were discussing, then one girl just left from the side. She said, "We'll re-elect George Weah." So one old man was there, some older women. She said, I will be praying against you, or y'all go to that ballot that day to that voting book. God will confuse all of y'all. Either y'all will not vote, y'all vote for Joseph Boakai. Then she said, but Joseph Boakai ain't sick. He not well. You know what he just said? Similar thing the old man said. She said, even Joseph Boakai in wheelbarrow. We'll rather wheelbarrow and carry him to the mansion. It better we'll get sick man in the mansion. Then we'll suffer. At least we'll know we'll get sick man that will suffering. Then we'll get one young boy there. He's strong. He's not sick. And the whole country there chocolate. Nothing we can understand from it.
you know that thing Pierre Red Martin thing, the thing point me up Ali May. In nowhere in Lehman Post, she said Boakai don't have the capacity in terms of the knowledge or the policy. Just retire so the party can go merge. You leave a stand-up barrel job, then your party can go merge with other party that already get out. You telling one party to the stand-up barrel retire. Then the other party, one party, other party gets stand-up barrel. But then all of them will come merge with that party. So you know what she's saying?
That woman got to be ashamed of herself, Stevie. We've all been any fan of Amara, and you know me, I'm not easily fan to people. I respect and have great admiration for one political person only. Yes, I work with EJS. It was good serving her. She's my boss, once a boss, always a boss. But my real political mentor is Dr. H. Bama Family Jr.
Exactly.
That's why I've asked many times whether we can bring him on here. But I remember we sat in his office when George Weah got elected. And HB said to me, Brother Pierre, I said, he said, I'm done with this country. My mother is dead. My father is dead. There's nothing here that I'm supposed to be concerned about. It's supposed to be about the people. The people have failed themselves. The people have compromised themselves. I'm done with Liberia. I said, what do you mean? He said, you will not see me here while George Weah is president. And true to his word, since he left the country, he has never stepped there. For as long as your guy George Weah as president, he will not step there. So that day I was just talking to Miara. I said, Miara, we need to get a big brother here. Those are the voices we need at this time. Then the Miara just said, just forget it. We got nothing to do with anything that has to do to Liberia right now. He's not interested. So I'm not a fan. I'm not necessarily a fan of Amara. I respect him a lot. But Lima should be ashamed of herself if you see how Amara carried himself. Our tradition, that's why it calls for. And like he said, I was a witness. Amara was under a lot of tension when he was a foreign minister. I don't know what was going on. Amara fell off. The same people in that country when Amara died, they were celebrating.
The dad is not there when the man died.
Yes, when he announced that he was already dead.
The man was speaking at an event when he fell off.
Yeah. Somebody already said the man was dead. So that's why when he was with JMB, when he made a short statement for JMB play, he said, I'm a victim myself. Why would we expect people who got common sense, who got empathy, and who got feelings for people to do is what Amara did. Went to see JMB, identify with JMB, wish JMB well, decided to reassure the public. He saw, and he said it clearly. The JMB I met before and the JMB I met today, nothing has changed. And he wanted to prove it. See the qualities of the pictures he put on. That's the reason why, who can argue on the quality of the picture that Amara put on? We just got to do things properly. And one of the things we need to do moving toward this election is I've got to listen to each other. I don't have to see more than somebody I'm going to look down upon because I don't know all. If I'm doing something that is not right, when Mo said, but let's do it away, even if I would not say, let me listen to what Mo has to say. But some of the concerns that we have had around the, what do you talk to some of the people who are involved in the argue, say, oh, it can work like that. Moving forward, we got to do it better. And if there's anybody who did an effective PR just on a short visit to JMB, that was Amara. And I must commend him for that here publicly. And I want to thank him for his humanity. Thank him for the empathy, something that a Nobel Peace Laureate does not have.
So Stephen, let's
let's go to
the program tomorrow.
Yeah. So tomorrow is a big event. You know, and these are some of the things why a lot of people don't even want JMB to be around. Everybody say, let the man retire, the man can't make it. So you know what made me laugh today? And let me share this picture. You see JMB the way he was holding, and they say he's very like he can't, his hand can move. So watch how the old man was holding his far. You see how you see how the old man holding?
And that is the hand, the left hand they say could not move.
You see how the old man holding the fire in your hand? The people say, oh, the hand can move.
And the other hand that down like that on one of the pictures, you are waving that hand. I don't know, exactly. You don't have that picture. You wave that hand.
So let you know, something Pierre can say, but when I say yeah, Pierre can only talking football. Why talking about video they post on there? We can play that song here. You know, and it's because of this, these people angry. Look around social media. The whole place shut down today.
Exactly. They can't say anything again.
The whole place shut down. The entire social media shut down because they thought the way they were trying to project the man like a man on his bed of affliction, on his dying bed. It was some medical evacuation that would take him from Monrovia. Secretly, they thought, and when JMB leaving anytime soon, we'll get picture of JMB will be claiming the airplane again. We'll pour the picture out.
What I tell you is that just remember, just imagine one morning we just get to say Pierre died or Mo Ali died. No sympathy. That celebration will be on. I mean, what kind of country that? What kind of human being we get so? Because you know somebody did that group, they get so they must die.
Yeah, even us, Pierre, who been opposing, we are since 2005. We've never wished evil for him.
No, why you do that?
Never.
They say life and death is on the tongue and it's in the hands of God. He's the creator. He made all of us. He got control over our life. In fact, we got pastor here. Oh, Reverend.
You know, on Pierre, you know, let me just say this. You know, I thank God for Honorable Boyka health. And looking at this, Honorable Baka has scored a huge political points on the ruling party.
The person know how to describe that true. The public challenge a new moon. What?
You know, you know, Honorable Baka has scored a huge political points on the CDC. Why am I saying this? When every one of them in the government, the moment they get ill,
I ain't see CDC people doing much. That is, people running more than CDC.
Yeah, they run out of time. Even when the CPP was in court, when Honorable Cummings had issue with health, he asked to go. Did he go to any hospital in Liberia? He flew out. But interestingly, today I was reading the papers from Liberia, the Observer, and I got to know that the Gambian vice president, he flew out of Gambia and went to India for his health, and he died in India. And Honorable Baka, who went in to check himself in Liberia, that the hospital is not even up to date, came out and look at how he looked today. So we are just grateful, and we know that God got him for a purpose, and the purpose that God got him for, that was the fight.
Reverend, you made a good point. But you see, I want to encourage all of us not to use that line of argument and reasoning. You see, when somebody is sick and you announce the person's sickness and you include in your statement that the person go to hospital in Liberia, and unlike other people who can fly abroad, the men go to a hospital in Liberia, the first thing you have done, you yourself have already politicized the man's health issue.
Thank you.
And that's why I say it should be a learning curve. It should be a learning curve for all of us, right? There's nothing absolutely wrong with somebody traveling for medical, particularly because
for seeking alternative medicine.
Yeah, alternative. If, for example, when Joseph Boaga went to that EWA hospital, if the doctor told him that the situation you have, we can't handle it, you got to be flown right away, you're going to be flown out.
Yeah, but happening in America, you go to the hospital and they say you're flying to another state.
Yeah, that is the reality of it. I have had problems with relatives here.
They say it's a different state.
They took them to a hospital. I had a medical situation with a family. The initial hospital they took them to, helicopter had to take them from that helicopter to that hospital to another one. So it's normal. And there's it's a no-go area for us to raise those kind of issues, right? We make use of the local medical situation where it can. If at the situation the person has require medical attention somewhere else, it's a normal thing. We got to leave that one up. I just thought to just erase it right here.
Yeah,
so Moali not part of the future, but he's on the ground. Let's talk about the program tomorrow. And then
Ali, I want to talk about the program. Then we'll play some of the JMB song. Let's celebrate.
And what else we expect this? I'm told JMB is going to travel to the US this weekend. I think Friday.
Yeah, Ali, give us some update. What happening tomorrow?
Let's talk about that.
Okay, so today I went there and I was informed that the program tomorrow is about seditionists who are disenchanted and certainly have realized that their government, the president, has failed. Not only them, but the entire country, and the president has failed himself. And they now think that they cannot continue to support somebody who has plunged this country into economic chaos and has made even professional people beggars. So they have decided that they are going to join the Unity Party, and they will be pledging their support for the JMB presidency in October. So that program is tomorrow. I think it's around 12, between afternoon hours, 12 to 1. And so JMB will be gracing the occasion to receive the new people that are joining the Unity Party and declaring support for him. And he will also be making a short comment there. And then on Friday, he departs for the US. And in the US, He's going to have some fundraising rally for the JMB Foundation, and then he will meet with partisans and supporters across the US. So it's going to be, tomorrow is going to be a marathon engagement for him. And then also he resumed work today in his office. We're all there, we work together in the office, and the first thing he did today was to ask the staff to bring him up to speed on all of the happenings and things in the media and everything. So I think it was a long meeting today with his staff, and afterward he received some guests. So basically the program tomorrow is about that. But I think, yeah, the reason why we are talking about this program, and GMB is excited to go there to receive seditionists who were bitterly against him in 2017, now coming to support him, is because he's excited because people are realizing that the country is going backward at speed, not even in slow motion. He wants to go and talk to them.
But wait, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. So is a person with stroke, you mean they went to a program that will be attended by hundreds and they went speak there, or how that one happening? That miracle, that Remy, you're a miracle people that miracle. How is that happening tomorrow?
Yeah, when the way the guy's been talking, so I just decided this morning I will go see him without informing him. When I entered the living room, and I stood up a little bit to see what he was going to do with the left hand, because they said that the left hand get a stroke, right? If you ever sat with JMB for more than 5 minutes, you will notice that he's always packing things. He always wants things to be in order. The remote, the pen, and everything, he wants them to be in order. So every minute when one of the remote shake or the pen or somebody take it to put the AC on or the TV, he will take it and put it back in the same position. And he will be moving the hand, and he likes to clap the hand, and So I kept looking at the hand, so I was wondering, but how can the people say the hand were not moving and this and that, but he keeps moving the hand, keep packing things with it. And so later on he said, well, I'm going to the office, I need to have a meeting with my people. So the whole stroke thing, I think people were praying for JMB to get stroke.
And
sometimes it can impair your speech. So I was also listening to see what he was talking until he fussed with me. And let me tell you where the fuss came from. So I sat and asked him and said, Chief, I heard you having press conference tomorrow. You see, he said, you see, that's your problem. The moment you said you think about something, you think it should happen. So I said, no, that's what I heard. And the chairman was there. He said, so the chairman said, but Chief, we'll talk about our program tomorrow. He said, I know about the program tomorrow, that the seditions coming to join. But the other press conference where Ali come from, or maybe the fighting they've been doing, he has one coming, so he's coming for her to fight too. So I said, no, I didn't come to fight today. I asked him to see you, but apparently you in fighting mood too, so I will just forget what our topic.
So the people that reported, 1 minute more, the people that reported that he has stroke, have they had a refresher of why when they reported, or is like OPI is there, then you see Pia living, you say anyway we see Pia, but we stand by our story. Is that a situation here?
but you saw that funny news that kid they even talking about
Serena Cephas say he died and all the what kind of society we have, so I mean, I feel problem with Serena Cephas.
But look at Ellen, the people that killed Ellen 3 times. They killed they killed Muna Penal almost 3-4 times with a muff. Oh, Muna da. Oh, Muna da. Oh, Muna da. And this toxic nature in our politics. And that's why they used to say, oh, UP, then they say UP people. When UP were in power, the majority of the people who benefited the most under the UP government were people who opposed Ellen.
Precisely.
People who die UP partisans. I remember one time UP partisans had to seize Ellen at the party headquarters on Broad Street.
Precisely.
Led by Zanatana Smoke in 2006. They had 2007. They had to seize Ellen at the party headquarters because UP partisans, many of them, they didn't even have jobs. The likes of then I see Acid Jassy, can be all over red, all kind of crap. Yes, you were very critical of the same UP government. What happened? Ellen brought you on board to be mouthpiece for the same woman you were insulting. Louis Brown, Israel Akinsai, and all of them. We used to go up to Hilltop, Calasco. Everybody sit down together. Nowadays, you hear Monrovia, when they're beginning, when you together, nobody should take your picture. Because if the men they see you together, they're done. You just need to take that picture and send it to WIA.
We even have friends in government, people that we've been friendly with for a very long time. Some of them we went to school together. And because they are in government, they do not want us to be seen with them.
Exactly. But Ali,
because somebody will carry news. Somebody will carry news and say, oh, the person was Steve or Pia or Mo Ali.
Desi Sibo and Jane Colley, they were sedition, founding member of CDC.
And so that's what governance is supposed to be. So what Ellen was doing, once you were a Liberian and you had a qualification to perform, you should serve your country irrespective of what party.
And none of us have problem with them.
It is a strange thing. Even the very Samuel Tuer who is so opposed to anybody doing anything in the government when you're not part of the party. It's the same Samuel Tuer Amara held by the hand. But I can tell you that one of the guys who have resisted Amara more in the CDC government is the very Samuel Tuer whose hands he held, talking to the Ministry of Finance as a consultant, paying over $7,000, the phone way to send to the African Development Bank as an advisor. He opposes Amara more than anything.
Exactly.
Now what the guys are, we didn't pay attention to something Masale said. He just said it and we left it. Imagine the guys from Emory want to build a hospital. They want the hospital to be accessible to two countries, Liberia and Sierra Leone. They preferred Cape Mount. Yes, you asked the Cape Mountaineers to provide land because government didn't have the land. The Cape Mountaineers gave you 100 acres of land. One single guy, very powerful, in the name of Nathaniel McGill, a son of Bapolo, for political reasons, for the people to know that he was in their government and he carried hospital to them. He changed the entire plan, even though the land has been secured, and took the hospital to Bapolo. The very Bapolo he's not prepared to stand with now, and he running away from and went to Magibi County to want to be senator there. And I heard the Magibi people listening. When Nathaniel McGill hijacked the hospital from Cape Mount, he didn't carry it to Kakata, he didn't carry it to Lower Magibi, he took it to where? His county Bapolo. But yeah, he come in telling you, I'm a main senator. You're saying, and when you come in out of the country, you're going, you're worshiping, you're dancing, you'll be there.
But yeah, you know, wrote something today about that marketing. Wonder Freeman. You know Wonder Freeman, right?
Yeah, I know Wonder from campus.
Yeah. And you know Wonder that stood out, man.
Yeah.
And I was shocked when I read that post from Wonder. He was talking about how McGill could end up like Samuka.
I met Wonder during the independence celebration last year in Trenton. They were having some sporting event there. I went and met he and Israel David together.
Okay.
He sounded very negative about the administration, so don't be surprised that he wrote something. Yeah.
Because, you know, he's a lawyer. He was saying that the U.S. government sanctioned this man not because of acts committed in America, no, but for acts committed in Liberia.
Yep.
And so after the WIA administration, McGill has a high risk of being prosecuted by the government, by the next government. Because it's simple. You can't need to ask the U.S. government for the facts. Just say, please furnish me with the information you used to sanction this man.
But you know, one person that we shouldn't turn a blind eye to is Bill Twaley. He's doing something in our county. He's in secretly. He's not even on social media. and that one person that I don't think we should be silenced on. Not because we're not hearing from the county he's in. I think he working there Nicodemously, and that's something that we shouldn't turn a blind eye to.
There's nothing Nicodemus about what Bertrand is doing. I come from the
Yeah,
I come from
you
the
see how people can accuse people on this show? We post random comments. We don't know. Most of the people comment and share here. I don't know that. Many people say I know. I don't even share the comment.
But so, and you finish posting a comment now, so what the prejudice say now?
Yeah.
And it may not
I
know.
agree. Most of the people I share, I don't even know that. I don't even know that. I just post random comments.
If the show finished, yesterday's show when it finished, I saw 1.6K comment. How possible for you to share all of them during the show? You didn't even share up to 100. So sorry, Anthony Steven is doing that, but when you're one of team for that inside them, they put it on. Even if they put,
Look at Bernard talking about again milk.
even the people name that the Megan, the people who name the Megan call when the show starting. You're plenty, you can call. Hey, Musu, just put Musu by. Musu, thank you. We got our stuff. Thank you.
Thank
That
you,
was
thank you,
another thing.
Mr. Stewart.
Yeah, thank you. Even though I text you by and you didn't reply, but we got it. Thank you very much.
My people, we know. I know most of the people here. I just share the comment. But and Ping, you got better, man. We just share random comment.
You we on air?
Yes, the program is being relayed here.
Very good, very good, very
My
good.
man, I want to play some JB. What are that JB song, my man?
So Mo Ali, what is it? What the U.S. trip is about? We'll go to the JMB song. Let conclude this JMB song. What the U.S. trip is about?
So basically, one, he is going on the invitation of supporters and partisans from the U.S. To interact with them. You know, we've been having some little skirmishes in the UP USA, and so he's going there to ensure that we put that to rest. The National Coordinating Committee of the party has assigned that responsibility to him to ensure that the UP USA Canada issue is resolved once and for all. Yeah.
Yeah, my man.
I hope he can really put it to rest.
Yeah, in fact, let me say this. I saw communication from the chairman to the chairman of the UP USA Canada, stating the decisions that have now been taken by the NCC here. One, they are to revise their constitution so that it conforms to the party's constitution. Number two, after that, they are to have a convention for two purposes. One, to adopt the revised constitution, and two, to have a convention so that they can elect a new leadership. So anybody who wants to contest, that leadership will be theirs. And Vice Chairman Ben Fufana is going to oversee that, but the Ome has been asked to intercede while he's in the US. The second thing is to do fundraising for his foundation, the JMB Foundation, and then he will also interact with other supporters and meet some officials from state government to where he will be. So those are the three key purposes for the trip.
Good, and it's good that immediately he's out of the hospital, he's strong enough. You're going to be going for an event at the party headquarters. You're going to be flying for hours, over 5,000 miles across the Atlantic to come to the United States of Liberia. If anybody who is considered very sick, as the detractors were running away, can do that, then that person got to be an incarnation of Jesus Christ. And I know JMB is not Jesus Christ. He's a man, but he just and some of, you see, we got to pray more. I mean, look around us. See how young people die.
Exactly.
Things that happen to young people. When people are living long and strong, like you see JMB, Ellie, and other people, you tap into their grace.
Exactly.
You don't bring curse on yourself by wishing them evil. And they don't always say something which is true. When King killed Abel, did King get the blessings of Abel?
No, he didn't.
So don't you want JMB to die because you want you to be president? So when JMB died, will it make Cummings or whoever president?
Yeah, to that point, you know.
Yeah,
I raised that issue today. So when they were saying all that thing, I said, well, you know, chief, people really want you to get sick so that you can get out of the race, and the thing, it will favor them. So he said, more, you know, that's the thing about politics in this country. People think that everything is politics. People help that politics. What you do in your private life, that politics. But if, and I said it the other night, if anybody thinks that the Unity Party is just me, JMB, then they're mistaken. I met this party, I will leave the party, and Unity Party will still be. So for anybody to think that, okay, if I step aside today, then UP will not have Kennedy, that person needs to think twice, because UP is not about me. UP is about the institution and about this country. And if the people believe that they need to rescue the country, it will not be only JMB. I am only the person who is blessed now by God to be leading the charge. So if I am not there, God will appoint another person who will be able to lead the charge.
But Stephen made a point. Stephen made a point the other day. Where is True Party after they left office? Dead.
Dead.
Where's NDPL? Dead. NPP have to survive on. I want to use the word a minute used in Dillon Post. NPP have to survive on political oxygen to hire on a CBC to survive. For UP, it is people who want to hire on us, on our wings. Nobody accommodating us. We accommodating because we still remain a viable. In fact, we are the biggest party in the opposition.
6 years after we left power, the party
the MPP was non-existent. So CDC, that's the reason why we are disrespected them so much. We start giving them one vice president position. Why disrespected? They can't get them no job. They making all of them vest.
Yeah, because you know that strength.
We knew that when you were taking LPDP, a few pecos you were taking plus Tyler.
And Tyler live
money. You know when you were taking MPP, like Joel Howard Taylor and a few persons, so you didn't get no job. You know they were hiding on him.
Yeah.
On the contrary, if people who wanted to hire, I mean the people are the ones who wanted to hire on us. So comments can job order in making noise say, "Why am I getting to share the ticket?" You want hire on us?
If the UP are going to collaboration with the CDC, you think we are not get equal ministry?
It used to be said because we put all that on it. In fact, how will UP go in collaboration with CDC and lad somebody like we have to be the head of that collaboration?
Exactly. the people get strong party. The people get no. Then you know that one disrespect the ANC. A lot of our people, our detractors can say, you get your supporter in Warehall. You get your number for 2017 in Warehall. You know, we had a serious conversation 2017 when we were about to launch. And I got a call. And they were laughing. Oh, UP coming launch September 17. The Liberian people will be she. Your party dead. Early now running. The people will not come outside. So in the morning, I slept in town. In the morning hours of the 17th, it started to rain. Heavy rain.
Yeah.
So I was due to go to Prime FM because we were on the whole media strategy team. We're going from one radio show to another announcing. So I told my men and me, Martin Penny, and a few guys. I said, y'all go check ATS and let's see what happens. This is almost around 8:30-ish, going to 9. But it's still raining heavy. When we drove into ATS, the entire VIP stadium, we were all covered with the roof. We're already filled. So I said to Martin Penny and Malaya, all of them, I said, my man, the lawyer today, that's what he must be coming outside. Yeah, and what's his name? Leroy Johnson. Yeah, Leroy with me that morning. We went to the place. So I said, that's why he must be coming outside. So we left, we went Prime FM. We did all our jingles, talk on the Sunday. By 10:11, the rain subsided. Then the people started coming, the multitude. That was a
Himo tsunami. I got pictures of that thing stored for historical purposes.
But that rain was a blessing. The rain was a blessing because later on the sun got very hot. And
Yeah.
if I had not rain that day, we didn't have water truck to come waste water on people.
Yeah.
So God just bless us that day and say,
The
let me send your
human
natural
way,
water
it was,
truck.
it was the people stampeded their way into history. It was a human tsunami.
So, Stephen, let's listen to a few of those songs celebrating the man called JMB who has bounced back. Like some people say, new moon,
The
new
local
month,
hey, you know that,
the
hey, you
new
know that,
money.
nah, brothers, man, no more day on radio.
Yeah,
They say bad local see.
Let's take some songs, and after that, we go to the phone so our people can have enough time to participate too as well. Let's take enough calls today.
But yeah, I thought you said we're discussing the issues in Minnesota.
Well, I just talked about impact. I said maybe you want to discuss about.
All right.
Yeah, but Pierre, I think you should talk a little bit on it. I don't have much idea.
Let's see what we can get some of the authorities there.
Let me see I can call Jackson George.
If you guys talk to the OLM people, they are
Yeah, if you know anybody
from OLM, Erasmus or whoever.
No, I got Jackson George number.
Yeah, Jackson himself. But you think Jackson want to talk? Jackson still a government official?
Yeah, Jackson issued the press statement, right?
Yeah, Jackson issued something, but he press statement basically announcing he was just announcing the closure of the place. So you can't get anything out of Jackson. You gotta be people from the OL, but you can talk to him behind the scene, Revy, and see what he has.
See if you want to come on, yeah.
To serve as supervisors and enumerators.
There is a game, and everybody's supposed to play, but everybody against one man, and that woman is known as a moment, yes, because he's a super player. I know. Because he's a brilliant player. That's right. All the opposition starting defense, double defense, triple defense. Hey! But Romain Walker is not the time on his defense. He's warming up. Babel is warming up. Yeah, he's jogging, and the crowd is cheering. Wow, but one thing I want to tell you, Babel, it's chocolate defense. Babel, chocolate defense. How are you? You ain't gotta pay. Waka chocolate defense. You ain't gotta pay. What you? Hey.
What got coming people happy oh what got coming people happy oh we just let's killing bad governance to stop it that we pop up waka yo that we vote for Omen Waka what you Yakao, $60 billion to the $5 million loss. Over change, they are so criminals. The $5, not on the dollar, the contract in Wahala. Tell you that the papa will walk. What got coming, people, happy. Tell you that the papa will walk.
It's Virgie. Everybody, hands up. Shout out in the air. Come on now. 1, 2, 3, let's go. The papeles coming up. The papeles coming like a tsunami. I see him coming up. Oh, I see him coming up. The papeles coming like a hurricane. I see him coming up. Everybody shouting and screaming.
You ready? Pastor Mo, you got update?
Huh?
You able to get him?
No, let me try again.
That man now want to But I mean, we can open the lines. If he calls, we can still take him. But let's move to the lines.
Even play the music small more. They posted the way he called the music short. I didn't like it. Play the music.
Okay, let me play the full music. I'll big yo, my people.
There is a game, and everybody's supposed to play, but everybody against one man, and that woman is honest. A moment, yes, because he's a super player. I know. Because he's a brilliant player. That's right. All the opposition setting defense, double defense, triple defense. Hey! But Romain Walker is not determined defensive. He's warming up. Babette is warming up. Check it. Yeah, he's jogging, jogging. And the crowd is cheering. Wow, look what I have. But one thing I want to tell you, Babette, chocolate defense. Babette, chocolate defense. How yes? Babette, the game is on, and everybody's watching the game. The game is very hot. People been entertained. The ball comes to Joseph Wakayama. The Omen balance. He praised the ball. Move it. I see 6 opposition attack the Baba. The Omen is very skillful. He getting put in the key kara. I feel confused, don't know where to go. They didn't even see the ball. They hit moving, logging behind, opposition behind. The Mbappe moving, and he battle with 4 defenders, and he beat the defenders. Several defenders, and he beat the defenders. And he kicks, and it's a goal. Hey, defense. They put on a defense. Double defense, triple defense. Money Mbappe is a skillful player. Hey, again gotta be. Waka chocolate defense. Again gotta be. Waka chocolate defense. Great people, Liberia. I want to introduce somebody to you. A man of impeccable character. He's a reconciler, developmental oriented, man of integrity, principle, knowledge with an experience. Join him, let's move this country forward. Hey, please be Joseph Wakaya. Hey, yeah, the president Joseph Wakaya. Da Joseph Waka, Da Joseph Waka, the party da Joseph Waka. Let a children me Waka, and together we can change Liberia. Love Liberia, and we all can build Liberia. Get it gotta be, get it gotta be, get it gotta be. Waka Jaka the defense. Get it gotta be, get it gotta be, get it gotta be. Waka Jaka the defense. Get it gotta be, get it gotta be, get it gotta be. Waka Jaka the defense. Get it gotta be, get it gotta be, get it gotta be. Waka Jaka the defense. Get it gotta be, get it gotta be, get it gotta be. Waka Jaka the defense. Get it gotta be, get it gotta be, get it gotta be. Waka Jaka the defense.
So that was the full music and sung by the Basso Nightingale. You got to give the boy his credit. Sunday God Diebo. Sunday God Diebo, the charismatic Sunday God Diebo.
Oh man, I'll reach out to Sonny guy. I'll see how I can bring Sonny guy on this show.
Great musician, talented guy. And you know when the election was coming 2017, when I hear those songs for JMB and some people were talking, oh, Sunday guy who made all that thing for Ellie, and then he's supporting JMB. And one day the guy was just to the gas station in Cinco. Can you say Harley? He called me. He said, "Sean, boy, where you at?" I said, "I'm to the office." He said, "I want to show you." So I said, "Where you at?" He said, "I ran to the gas station in Cinco, one of the gas stations." I just told him, "Say, hold on there, I'm coming." I drove there, the man took a couple of the days, about 10, he gave it to me. I said, "What is it?" He said, "Put it in your car when you leave and listen to it and call me back and tell me how you feel about it." It was our whole album that I meant for JMB. Yeah. Complete Nightingale.
Yeah. I can't wait for campaign season to start, man.
Those days when we were small. You know what? You always used to play football. You know what they call Bevon? And man said the old man will get them Bevon. You know what I mean? Put the ball between your legs. That's Bevon.
Yeah, to get a number.
Yeah, that's Bevon. So let's take a call. Let's take a call. Our people enjoy sport.
Yeah, our people, your call. Which let's have fun today. It's a good day. We are glad that we can come here, talk about JMB, talk about Liberia, and let's just celebrate, man. Let's celebrate, have some fun.
We try to see whether we can host somebody, OLM people or somebody who will be willing to talk about the consulate issue on Friday.
Yeah, let's see if any one of them wants to come on. Chupo, you face that thing now, or that is thing?
The great Momo Sunday Money, they made a high man making deal with the people there on social media, man.
Momo, fight the whole day.
Momo Sunday Money.
Oh, Swa said she just lost her shoe.
Before when you said you and Mo Ali, we can start taking the call.
Musu Asi said, "Who won the dance competition?" So what we'll do the next time we play this song, we'll do rally. We'll do rally with this song. We'll play the song. Which song will win the higher amount of money? We'll help. We can help the party now. I start donating to the youth league, getting active, doing these kind of things.
All right, just hold on 1 minute. All right, Stevie, even though we've not announced the numbers, but I have my first caller on the line, so let me take him.
From Buchanan?
From Grand Basso.
My man, your name, where you calling from?
This is Yala Samuel calling from Zubatan, Bishopula.
At least I got a caller from Zubatan, Bishopula. Go ahead, Yala Samuel.
Yes, I just want to thank you guys tonight. You guys made my day.
Okay.
All the doubts have been cleared from my mind about GND. I'm one of the strong supporters of GND.
You are worrying, eh?
I'm worried because all the negative news and propaganda that are coming out about my channel girl. I'm worried too bad.
Say you go to the party tomorrow.
All right, so go to the party Ecuador tomorrow between 12 to 1 to see him for yourself, yeah?
I will do my best to be there. I will do my best.
All right, Jala, thank you.
To be there. Thank you.
All right. Hello there.
Hello, Mo Ali.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello to the panelists from America there. This is DJ Lume calling from Corwell.
Okay, DJ, go ahead.
You know, today I work at Point 4, which is Nukutam, to be specific. They got it to me, oh, the woman die, the woman food die. I say, if you wish for woman worker, food or hand to die, you, your fork, and your hand will die. Because I know this is politics. They say, Ronnie C. talking. Oh, that kind of newspaper when it come out. Don't challenge Ronnie C. I say, I know who Ronnie C. reporting for. You reporting for the ANC, which is communist. So that the negative propaganda will not go nowhere. And you will see the woman. And blessing for me, immediately by 12, I think 12 to 2 o'clock, when that information came, the Friends of Boaka page, that he will be at the party headquarters tomorrow. But I carry to them. Then they say, oh, you're forcing the papi will fall down and die. I say, you're the one who fall down and die. I say, we don't wish no evil for anybody. You saw people that just born today, they die today. Young man, I said, even my anniversary, the 29, which was last year, November, I couldn't come outside because I was ill. I now came to the shop for one more. Anybody can get sick. So don't wish for somebody to die or somebody to get sick. Even your president here, they're talking about president. We have a person who was sick. We're not wishing for him to die. Even something for me, I said, let God bless them. And for me, I wanted to die because I wanted to go to court. All the stealing here, so they will pay for it. They will go through that punishment that is stealing from the Liberian people. So thank God to hear more that the papi is well and healthy. Thank God that you met him, because I even listened to Costa show last today, and Costa said he spoke with him. Thank God that someone said that they're busy. What are they elected? They all the papi. When even in Wibaro will vote for him, it better will vote for that woman to change the level of Liberia. Thank you, and have a God bless you. Let me say hi to Jerome Pia and Abed and Tuzi. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let me take this one now. Turn over to you. My beginner people, you're calling to that. Hello?
Yeah, good evening, Mo.
Good evening.
Let me say good evening, finally. Mo, let me appreciate you guys this evening for the subject on discussion.
So where are you calling from, your name?
Yeah, this is Bobby from District.
So I get a call from first three from Monserrado. Go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, thank you very much. You see today, it's so pathetic to see people like Lima Bowie want to get recognition from the extent of denigrating the vice president, the former vice president of the country. Is a woman really one blessing? You know, that things are happening in the country more. The woman has not spoken to anything. But because of the public sickness, who can get sick in the country? You know how many people got sick and went to hospital? They told treatment to go where? Then you call in the person uncle. You refer to the man uncle and put it on social media. This is how you can address your uncle. A woman who is eventually won a war for a Nobel Peace Prize. That was what I'm qualified for that war. Honestly speaking, she don't work for that position or that award that he took and gave it to her. Because a woman who has that award will speak and will speak for the country, will firstly address the health issue of worker and call him as a father, say, oh man, I come to you, but not to go publicly on social media and post it there. It shows that she lost integrity. You will not get relevant from the sense of women broker or the Unity Party people. That's why we will make sure we will help on her. We will help on her because of what she's doing.
Bobby, thank you, man. We are hanging on her. Good night. Thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
Call on the line from the US. Go ahead.
The name is Jerry Dobley. I'm calling from Woodstock, Mass. Let me say bravo to the entire team. No, to our man, dear boy. You see, the Barcelona, when it comes to music, we are stretching lines into music. So that one, you can't even take it for her. When you have men of pop inside, all the later music there. So our people in Liberia, let me use it to say tomorrow, please join the team tomorrow at the Unity Party headquarters to see the man who God has sent to redeem our people from this poverty, the man who God has ordained to rescue the entire nation, the man who God has sent, whether you like it or not. This 2023, JMB is the only way forward. It is only way forward. While other people in the crosshair wishing he was the ones in Pape, no evil go against the papi. By the grace of God, the Omer is the next president of the Republic of Liberia. Níbi máa sọ́yìn mi grand before you are safe fẹ́ yín ní bàbá wa náà máa Joseph bẹ́ẹ̀ before náà ló bí ọ̀gá múrò yín abẹ́ múrò ọ̀gá gàlágà mú sọ yẹn grand wá ní ẹ̀yà díẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Nàìjíríà yíyá yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn ẹ̀ ní ẹ̀rẹ́ yàgé gàlágà mú sọ níbi máa sọ́yìn mi níbi bá gàbé ní adébẹ̀ àgẹ́ yín wá ní ẹ̀yìn ẹ̀bọ̀ méje. Kami nak kawan saya nak agak sekolah, mereka nak agak dari wanita, agak dari yang nama beje. Dan yang agak jadi cak, awak tersun, dia agak sibuk agak beje ni ya, oh boleh berbunyi. Kami nak kawan ni berkunci dia ni pasonnya be, oh siapa berbeza ni opri koi dia mu ada ni, esok buat muni ni buat je.
All right, next caller on the line, go ahead.
Good evening, gentlemen. My name is Doyan. We're calling from Pennsylvania, Philadelphia.
Yes, sir.
I want to take this time to thank all of you guys, Pierre, Mo Ali, Pastor Mo, Steven Johnson, and the rest of the guys in studio. You guys are doing pretty well for the country and also for the party. This is my second time calling on this show. I always watch it, but I normally don't call. But something came to my attention, and I want to let you guys know that is about Norfolk County. You guys are doing pretty well. But we are from Norfolk County. We're doing our best. We're calling our people, talking to them. But we should not forget about Norfolk right now, even though the owner is from there. But Thomas Father and his crew, they are in our county, forcing in the people's mind. I want us to pay attention to Norfolk. They are forcing in the people's mind, distributing money around them. And my next thing has to do with the county meet. You know, the other day, Mo Ali was joking us, Norfolk County, saying, we brought the people to town and they degraded us. But for me, I was sad, and again, I was happy when Norfolk lost the game. Norfolk lost the game because it was political. These guys wanted to use Norfolk victory to go in our country and spend 2 weeks to campaign. That's why they were using Jefferson County, Tamba, to spend, money around there, buying food for all the players, carrying football boots, jersey, this and that. That was their plan. If Norfolk had won our game, all of them were going to go in Norfolk County for 2 weeks while they're there campaigning, using propaganda. And that's why God said, look, this is the old man time. I don't care what you guys do, this time is for the old man. The old man said 2, and the 2 go no fast score. Even though it was 3, they canceled 1, So for Nima carrying the victory, it was going to work because if Lofa had won that game, CDC was, all of them were going to tell our bosses and go in Lofa, stay there, even 1 month to campaign to be able to convince most of our people. But they lied. This is Joe Buckeye time. I don't care what they do.
All right,
people have gone around, people have said, the owner is saying, wheelchair. But one thing I know, something Pierre just said, people read the Bible, they go to churches, they go to mosques, but they don't fear God. Because if you wishing for somebody to die, then how you look at yourself, how you look at your life, anybody can be sick. I was thinking I'm diabetic. We suffer at our University of Liberia. Mo Ali knows me well. We went to school, we suffer, trying to enjoy yourself. You can't eat this, you can't eat that. So, old man who has lived his life, he has worked for some more years. How many years have I worked for money? For people to take that to be, something to play mockery. God is judging us. But I just want to say thank you guys for the job well done. You guys are doing pretty well. And God will continue to bless you and give you the strength. This is our year and this is our time. I don't care what they do, they have to go.
So let me say this to you before you leave the line.
Yeah.
In elections, the easier way for victory is every county deliver themselves. I come from Grand Bassa. But whatever we're doing nationally, in addition to that, we're going to do what we can do. I'll be in Liberia, I'll be all in Grand Bassa, we'll deliver Grand Bassa. So what are Thomas Father doing working in Lofa? It is up to you, sons and daughters of Lofa, led by JMB himself, to deliver your country. You think about how you can counter out what Father them doing and make sure your country is delivered. Yes, we pay attention.
For me,
Okay.
when it comes to Unity Party, I'm on the line every day talking to people in the country. If you want me to speak Loma now, I will try. I can speak Loma now.
Yeah, but just for 1 minute because I'll call up the line. Just 1 minute.
All right. Loma Kitewa na within a person. Where would I so call him? Ulo Zima, Ulo Fonjama, Ulahu, Fahu. Oh, yeah. Well, boy, come on, see the land of Oka, come on, see the history now. Uncle Bucker and that's it. Columbia Yerana, they are President Nasa. So, Grassalese, you are a Bucker Leoka, Dano, he had to push the Edulano Gise. So, when the power go in medicine, I think we task it. Will I get? When is I understand clearly. Doing the best, or not your proof. CDC Tala Provalia. So I got 2 more. So now, man, we validate. I don't know if I cover ever, man. Cover ever got the group and anything. Okay, what I was saying, I'm just talking to my people.
No, you spoke to the English people already, so that only for your people they heard you. So let me hear that.
Okay.
People go ahead, you got called.
Call on the line. Go ahead. Yes, this is the class below that. What's the name? Where you calling us from?
My name is Obida Espanga. I'm from Bikana, but I'm speaking from Monrovia right now.
Okay, Chief, please go ahead. You have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. I am so much happy. I'm over happy to hear that the woman is on his feet. Because when I heard that propaganda, I was always arguing. I denied it. I said it's lies. Even when I went to visit my family, there was other people in the yard talking. There was a guy talking that Baka is saying, Baka coming down saying you will die before him. So long you can proclaim that you will die before him. And Baka would live to become president. And say, why would you bash all your body? Why you people be looking at good people who are supposed to liberate us to be praying for that death? When you got sick people and other people getting us here by corruption and other things, I would not be able to get in the two, but you're talking about you're praying for one person and one like that. But I'm happy tomorrow I'm going to be at a party. I'm going to receive those Canada guys to join us and we'll all put together to flush the CDC on the power 100%. Thank you.
Thank you so very kindly. This person, good evening.
Noah Gibson be on the land long. I beg you, I need taking. Comrade Noah Zhao Gibson.
You supposed to call Noah back because the other people are taking their local color. So I don't know the local color for the down for Noah. Noah can call back or you can call him.
Let me just talk to him quickly, I beg you.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Sorry, Chief. Noah, go ahead.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but the problem is another local caller who doesn't have money to is on the line already. You don't call them off for somebody else.
My name remains Noah Zhao Gibson, and I remain unapologetic to be an everlasting supporter of the Unity Party. No apology for that. Look, quickly, what I want to say, I think Unity Party is let us get in the street tomorrow in our thousands. Let's fill that whole Broad Street tomorrow as we receive the new breed of partisans that will be coming to join us tomorrow to defeat this government. Now, with that said, let me make 2 quick points in 1 minute. Number one, let me be honest with you people. From time immemorial, I have never liked ANC. I think the Unity Party, I can very dangerously to have even joined the ANC. Sometimes when I hear people say, oh, we are opposition, let's unite, let's stop. Look, as Sion Committee has said, the day we made mistake and gave power to ANC, you think CDC didn't know about try ANC.
Try ANC. ANC is an offspring of the CDC. You know that sometimes when you want to be bar, if your father was bar, and sometimes you want to follow the footprint of your father, you can be bar more than your father. So I'm trying to say this to mean that ANC is an offspring of the CDC. But the sinners, they are more dangerous than the CDC. The first year ANC, what kind of number you got in this country? You can't win election here. It's not possible. You will not win. I don't want to use the word level. When you can't win election here, and I can tell you, see from the PR, see from the Johnson and Mo Ali and rest of them, if that thing what they were talking, if JMB had tried to take Kumi and running late, and that CDP, I fasted and prayed for the CDP not the war. Between you and me. Because I did not want to I didn't get
No, I saw you are praying against
Yes, I did not like the ANC. The ANC in the first place, these were people who were collaborating when they were taking our members. The people that had to take. You don't know that if that collaboration had remained, how we going to election and won, the government were going to be seriously noisy, they were going to be serious problem in this country.
All right, Noah.
The very intolerant people that they want to be praying against our senator.
Noah, let's take the other callers at big.
Yeah, let me just conclude in 10 seconds, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say to all of you people, look, for all opposition, I will be safer with them about ANC. Nobody must tell me I should not attack ANC. Because I don't even want to see the ground and walk on. I'm telling you, I'm deliberate about it tonight.
Thank you. Go ahead, Jupo.
Calling the line, good evening. What's the name? Where you calling us from this evening?
Good evening, it's John Bali Jr. calling from Greenfield City, Salo County.
Okay, Chief, you have 1 minute and go ahead.
Thank you very much. It puzzles me a lot to see people who will not read the age of JMB celebrating his death. The Bible says we should live for 70 years. JMB has passed 70 years. He is overqualified for the Bible and what the Holy Spirit said, overqualified for it. So, especially for the young people who don't know anything about life. So, what I told one of them today on the internet is, you don't even know your health status. Then you complaining about somebody who are going to the hospital to know your health status. But it's good that God knows what we've been going through and He knows that He will send a Redeemer. So we're just happy that He's up, and tomorrow, those who in Morovia and around there, just make them to know that it's so painful to celebrate early person, young men celebrating old men death. What sense does it make? It don't make any sense to me. Somebody should learn from it. Why would you celebrate for a person who has served you, dedicated his time to the service of the country? They say the person is sick. Instead of saying you don't have prayer for the man, then everybody posting the man doing this. And those who talking, some of them get chronic sickness that they can't even go to hospital to come from there. They don't have even the money to go there. But it's good that he was patriotic to take treatment in Liberia, and today he's okay. So let's continue to be focused as young people. And I know we'll get there. In the next 8 months, we'll be seeking different songs. Thank you very much for the show.
Thank you so much for weighing in this evening on the program. So, Chief Mo, if you have something, you can take us.
All right, go ahead, caller.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Brother man, thank you very much. My name is Musa VM for fun. I'm calling for Cloud, and this is my first time to call on the show.
Okay.
And the information you give us said tomorrow to go lay around JMB and send a band following you I don't see life yet.
Oh, me, you see me before?
I don't see yet, brother. I'm not allowed to you.
I'm at Jagbana man in the street. Come tomorrow, we'll see you, yeah?
Maybe I always call him Father, my father name Muhammad. I always call you Father.
Oh,
but
okay.
It's my first time on the show. Always listening.
All right, Chief. Well, come to the party Ecuador tomorrow. We'll see. I will be there, yeah?
What I do for me tonight, that couldn't go pay you. Because in Cloud here, it's not smoking your house.
What happened in there, so?
Even that man is in wheelchair. God forbid, we're there. There's no one that will come and take care of vote for me.
All right, Chief.
But by God's grace, tomorrow we'll be there.
All right, Chief. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, caller. Yeah, good evening. Go ahead.
My name is Brother Bibo Godi, and I call you tonight from district number 5 in Batala.
Oh, Bon County. Go ahead.
Yeah, brother, I've been trying on the line. If I was not going to be here on the line tonight, I don't think I'm going to speak.
Thank God you went through.
Sitting on the daybreak because the program is very, very educated.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the program are made up. We are going in the very village down in Bonkande, educating our people.
Great.
There is a time that we got to think twice. We as children, we didn't already know why you people, as older people, were advising on not to for the government, but we see that they were harming all. Whether they were educating on, when you tell the child, or don't pause the color, if the child won't pause it, and allow the child to pause it, when Paul was not supposed to be found by him, you will know. This is why we are on agree. So what I will encourage you to do is, this program is very important to all. Even that in a long time, 2 or 3 times, you continue to hold the program. Our people, we educated them in the third town, in Bonkande. This time, the time are reached for all to make the reference decision that we can elect with Joseph Boga to be the next president of the country, that the country can be transformed in the area that we can relieve the suffering. We are suffering.
Thank you.
Dramatically in the county or in Bonkande or Nigeria a lot. So I will be educating you people that will not lead the program. Let the program be also every month. It can be 2 or 3 times.
No, but listen, we host this program every week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So you can listen to it.
I'm very, very smart. I've been listening yesterday or feeling bad.
So how you listening to it now? Yeah, you listening to it? You watching it on Facebook or on Prime FM? Which one? Oh, okay, all right. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. No problem. We understand. Okay, thank you. Yeah, Biggie, let me take this one. I'm here to receive a call from Buchanan. I know my people now call, but I don't get them. Go ahead.
Mr. Adi,
Yes, sir.
thank you. Let me say good evening to you and the Liberian people.
Where you calling from?
The name is Kwibu William Covey, and I joined this conversation from JHP City, Montserrat County.
Okay.
Let me appreciate all of you for the discussion. Look, for me, you people are doing extremely well for we the Liberian people by creating this platform to inform us on a daily basis. So for me, I think the only disagreement I have with the party hierarchy or the leadership at the time for them to fall with those pro-government propagandists and posting that the party is still and the party came out to validate it to say, oh yes, that you were, it is not major. The party should not even responded to it, whether it was true or not. Just leave it started, and we will be all there to battle them that it is not true because no medical doctor will just go release someone medical report or to the report they will file the person content, and no pro-government person will just go there and go to the party video and bring it all to post it. It will not happen. Why the team will be there? We know that the sector will not serious. That was just something to go and check up. But when you reach to the common person outside there who said it, the bidder or the paper rather, the person will not understand it from the way in which some of us will understand it or some level people will understand it. All right?
Okay.
I listen to a platform which is a pro-government platform. On a Wednesday show that you people had, that was which the party were not even the center of discussion. People were discussing to inform the Liberian people that this woman signal is not major. Someone didn't mention in your more mistakenly. That is Abraham Stevenson Wion. Somebody can say for us and for me. I know God can send people that. Abraham Stevenson Wion. That man took 3 days on you in Jeremiah Pia from Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and yesterday. Let me say today, Wednesday. 3 days the man has spent on your discussing your. Just for you people to mention that man Nina, why you posted was false. That guy has taken 3 days on his shoe to get his consistently.
No, it's okay. We don't even listen to him, and you know.
on the platform 24 hours, you insult the woman, you insult people, that you are getting best when somebody comes to you. Yeah, that you don't want to be getting best at that. You on a daily basis.
Anyway, Chief, it's okay.
You were not even a center of discussion, so you are just passing the people more when they were passing through, just to mention your name.
Yeah, okay, but take care now. Let's talk to the other people. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
When you call somebody and the person not here, you're cursing yourself. So don't worry about anybody. That me a politician, I've been in politics for long. And
exactly. I don't even listen to that station. I don't even know.
That means you're calling will take maybe the rest of his life before he reached to where some of us ever reach. So we can be the same and we're not listening to him. Then you talk anything you want to talk up to him. So call on the line from Sweden, go ahead.
Hello, this is Douglas. How are you?
Yeah, we okay.
Thank you. Yeah, my worry is the VP pitch. You know, I know you people did not discuss it, but what is going on within the Liberty Party, I think it will cause problem for us. So, you know, in Liberian politics, you know, it's very, very strange. But the party is intending on picking Youngly. Youngly can suspend her membership within the Liberty Party. They can be there and fight the case. You know, then she can come on a ticket, then we consummate our ticket.
Why should if they wanted to take her, why she should suspend her membership?
I think because I don't know I have not read the law totally, but I think the problem is if she's a member of the Liberty Party, taking her as vice presidential candidate, I think it will have some legal problems, you know.
No, that's not true. That's misinformation. So there's no law as far as the election is concerned that to pick your running mate, you got to pick the running mate's party. You pick running mate as an individual. You don't pick them as an institution. Yes, it's true that sometimes if you have collaboration with other parties, and you want a party to provide the running mate, that's a different thing. But the law doesn't also stop anybody from choosing anybody. So I don't know where this is coming from. I see a lot of people pushing it around. It's an unnecessary distraction. Nobody knows who Bouaka will choose. But if Bouaka wants to choose Nyombli, whatever is happening in the Liberty Party got nothing to do with choosing Nyombli. It doesn't break any law. You bring vice president as somebody who you believe has the integrity and what you need to add to what you have to run the country properly. So anybody who told you that is not true.
That's true.
But in fact, yeah, let me just add up to that for the caller, the benefit of the caller. Even the UP revised constitution has two categories of people that the standard bearer can pick as running mate. First category, a partisan of the Unity Party, and second category, a non-partisan in case you talked about collaboration or just coming into some form of collaboration with people who are not members of UP. So the constitution of UP even provides for that also.
So Bouaka can pick somebody who does not even belong to any political party and there's no law that stops him.
Exactly.
He can even decide to pick somebody from his own party.
Yeah, I was just thinking that because if she from different party, I don't know whether it will cause they have legal problem. But if no legal problem, then I think it will have no problem. No, let me tell you, with all of what we have seen around and the questions, you know, when you hear, we call a lot of people within the counties and we do survey, we do all this the public that lady. I think it will be a very strong team, and that team will definitely go to victory. I think so. So thank you very much. I always listen to the program, so thank you very much. And more know me very well. So have a nice day.
Thank you. Jupo, you got call?
Thank you.
Yes, I have.
Take that call. Take that call.
So callers on the line. What's your name, please?
My name is Caroline. So I call from Panama tonight.
Okay, Mother Caroline, please go ahead. You have 1 minute.
Thank you. You know, Mr. P, I can really enjoy you, and when you really speak to those sides directly, nonsense, sorry to say, most says what about GMP. For me, I was not deterred because as young I am, I can get sick. What more about somebody of that age? Then they have to go to hospital to do checkup. The physician, they don't have means of going to hospital to check them until they put in, when they drop, if they can put in with her, they turn into hospital. They don't know that when you live as human being, you're supposed to check yourself to the hospital to know yourself better. And so, Madam Bowie, who is she? Like she just posted, I think, like over 1 hour ago now, saying all sorts of things. Who are you? You are not a medical person to know somebody else. When was the last time you check, you call the man Uncle? When was the last time you call him to say, Uncle, how you doing? You have the family. Only because you want to turn to a politician. And she said she came from one country. Granted, let her go there and contest that she want to be a politician. Then we will know why we will vote for her there as a politician to say GMB is too old. She won't know whether we'll put her there or we'll put GMB there. And like somebody say about maybe one hour station on the freedom we're gonna do. He went saying all sorts of things. So I just went there, I passed there, I spam, I wrote my own, I put through from Florida. Oh, he told me, I said, my man, you just wasted your time. Even go for the GMB wheelchair, we'll go run campaign for GMB. So you stop wasting your time. You as you are, you call yourself journalist to fabric. That's also follower of and water school from School FM. He now jumped to Freedom FM to be insulting people. I say, you how far you will go? You just started being a journalist and you start insulting people, saying all sorts of things on Facebook about people. You just come into the profession. What you rushing for? I play AB. When he put something out, he was what he know he get money to finish. So he ended up jumping from True FM to Freedom. So he can talk to the government to fix out for him to finish his horse. That's the reason why he did all those things, but it will not help him. Because the things that I know, they don't listen to people who look for way to go and promote them. They just wasting their time. Then I have one more telephone.
You have just 15 seconds, so you have to wrap up.
No problem. There can be coming room for DNP. Now the people sit around there. You get your own son in a race. You two are coming from Bukada, I go tell you, say, for your son. Then you were there. The one for the money they is 5 years ago. Then I give it to them now. Then the END just have one and go for different party. But for me, I can't live from Bukada, I go to me. Because telling Lufian, you've been suffering for the past 5 years. In short, you understand. Don't go for DND, go for Jowia. So you get suffer for good night.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you for your take on the program.
Can I take this guy who be on the line long? Go ahead, Chief.
Hello?
Yeah, you're not calling very now. If I correct. So now you can take 4 person in road. When you take 1 call and say, can I take the person? You should allow the caller.
No, he get caller now. He get caller now.
How you know that he get caller? The man get caller.
Go ahead.
I'm
okay. Go ahead.
I beg you, please tell Bro Pia. The thing he did to me, I didn't like it. The man could play part of me, I didn't my work with it.
Okay, the man called to lay your complaint and Pia. The message you must pay for a fool. Go ahead. The message you play music, he was dancing and a fool wasted.
Oh, but that 25 for GMB, you know, bad that aberration.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm done.
Oh, okay. You got call?
Okay, caller, go ahead. That man, you want to complain. If you didn't complain, call on the line, go ahead.
Thank you, people up here. This is Amos Gomuyo calling from New Jersey. You know, first of all, I say, God, thank you for our old man, and his health is very renewed. He's strong as we look at him. And I want to tell the other young people from the ANC camp, you know, the main people that we're facing in the battle, they are afraid of GMB, which is the CDC. CDC not married in the signal business, in GMB signal business than the ANC. But we will always tell them. We always tell them our hand is on the trigger for the ANC because they didn't see that way. They didn't see that way through. So they want to bring friskiness to the whole man, and we want to tell them your Senate bearer. You see on Facebook today. You see the cement bear under the whole man hand, and you say very loud. You saw it that hand. If your Senate brother who is Taliban, when you try it, that hand our old man will knock you out with one time. And to our sister, Lima Bowie, I want to tell her that you can go on Facebook and see our construction worker with GMV. That probably very strong more than she herself who say now over there trying to judge him about his health. So I'll let her tell them we are standing by. Anybody who see GMB as a joke, you wasting your time. That CDC that going coma. That you people where you're coming from, you've been talking nonsense on the social media.
Okay, sir. You following Jeremy Pierce now you're doing nonsense and let me leave you. Caller, go ahead quick. You listen to yourself, you gotta stop listening to yourself. Yeah, you gotta stop listening to yourself because then you're not here what we're doing. Cut a device you're listening to off and just listen to the phone.
Okay, hello.
Yeah, how are you?
Yes, this is Peter Pitari. I'm calling from New York.
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Yes, I just want to speak to the Liberian people a little bit. And I just want to tell them that these people that are in Liberia that is called themselves, so we have people there. So we are being president. He be a role. And now they bring you bosses. They bring you all the things in. That children that they are in Liberia, they have their common sense. They bring you bosses, they fool you. You see the day, the past 5 years, they bring all the things after they finish with it, they done with you. So I want to tell a people there, you open your ear there. You get your children, your grandchildren. They will not sit there and let the people, they fool people there, come fool again. They say, oh, we're not here. We're supposed to talk about we are the internet, they all cutting people up. And they are all good. These people using their money, buying buses, going and fooling them, buying the thing that they buy. And for y'all, they're building schools. And for y'all, why they can't fill the government hospital? Why they can't bring medication in the country? Why pregnant women are dying? No good hospital bill. People, you open your eyes. People, I know that there are more educated people in our country. You know, but they're running the building for themselves. That tell you that they want for their need to be so. Oh, that person that we are building the building. Oh, that's a very coaching building the high school. They're building the building for themselves. They are selfish people. Very selfish. They're using your money to build school. Why they can't first tell you? Why they can't say JFK, all that's gonna break down no medication, but they're going to build a hospital on their own. That is called selfishness. So what the Liberian people put sent in their brain, let them put some knowledge. If you know what, you're not educated, but your eye can see. Anybody bringing anything in our country now, they're facing role. They're doing their own, they're developing. That's developing your eat. You get a job. Your young children, they get a job. They graduate from high school. You're studying banana. You're all on the sidewalk. They bring a thing out of a hustle. Children are driving pipi. Mother and I get forward with pastor forward. I know catch all the in the street. That's it. My people, Liberians, if you hear my voice tonight, you open your eye. You will not be so stupid like that. That country is dirty. It's dirty. People all over the place. Raw and dirty. Then I say the men developing. Developing what? Look at it when you enter the water. The captain said, look how you're looking. So we are building. So I think we open it. You fooling my people. What did make captain JFK hospital? Because why he want for his name. So we are a selfish man. So selfish. And all those are behind him. They are all raw criminals. But we're coming for them. They were the benefit of it. They're using our Liberia money, they're using it, they're going to get it flat. They fly to a weird woman that she from Jamaica. She always in a bad place. My people, you open your eyes. The people they fool you. They're putting you in. They met developing. They put it here where all schools show one. They met developing. Why the company? Why is the job? If you are kids now, they're going to school. You are crying all day on the air. People try to sponsor us. We are actually in Liberia. You are open your eye. If you get ear to hear, you will hear my voice. You will not man my chief to carry you. You will not eat the money you eat it. They give it to you, you eat it. When you enter the void room, you want in the voting room. We tell you here in America, and you people are believe that you can't do it. You are now stupid. You are get sense. If you're not educated, but you get sense. Educated, you get out to our knowledge. When you get out here, they're bringing bossy. They're bringing this now. They're facing the road. They're doing that one. They're fooling you after they're done with you at the wing. They're done with you. You will live in the garbage. Your children will rob people until they get old. So that ended, my brother.
Thank you. They call really well. Call on the language.
It sounded like mirror, bro.
Yeah, call really well. Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Yeah, I just want to tell Abraham Anthony Corson William.
You start elevating that man. You gotta leave that man because I think he's been winning year 8. Even my small brother Mo Ali over there, that man can't even fit to on losing Mo Ali stand up before he must talk of myself. So we hear your leave. We are talking about him, you'll be promoting him.
What they say? He said.
Oh, they say you been cussing Mo Ali and myself on the radio.
He was the president of America. He was paralyzed. President D. Roosevelt. Okay, let him.
An irrelevant man here.
Texas governor. Yeah, I just want to check, to make it understand something.
Yeah, go ahead, Chief. Go ahead.
Texas governor. In which year? Okay? It's in which year? And we look at Franklin D. Roosevelt, one of the president of America. He was paralyzed, but he still run America. So we should not be praying. All those that are praying will be, they will be seen. Okay? So I just want to say, I just want to let them know that they say people who paralyzed or something, they can run.
I can say this to you. In 2017, a lot of people said Joseph Boakai was old and when I'm in prayers.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, listen to me. I'm talking to you. In 2017, a lot of people said Boakai was old, you're going to die. Plenty of people don't die, Joseph Boakai stay here.
Yeah, even the boy that died.
Some of the people.
That young boy that died, during the election, election, that boy was hanging in pool on his head.
Some of the. So I can talk. I can tell you now. Out of those who own, whether they own radio station, they own radio station, or they politician who think Joseph Boakai died, watch out. Let's just watch out. Many of them will not be around when election comes. Joseph Boakai win the election. They'll be gone already. Because the word of God is clear. All right? And if you look for God, wrath of God will always come upon you. So don't worry about people who go on radio say they're causing Joseph Boakai. That's their business. So if you call Joseph Boakai, then a PR or Mo Ali, you call them, will take pay attention. Especially when we're not hearing. I mean, when you somebody of my age, if you some crazy looking person say you something, you'll be stopping yourself. Everybody appreciate that. But you, that's what I can tell you.
I just sorry for the life. So when you in government, you not be beating. You say you scramble your money.
Yeah, that's the reason why the country. That's the reason why the country is why it is. When you government official, you're supposed to speak. So saying Joseph Boakai was vice president before, he's supposed to get billions of dollars. Stupid people, don't mind that.
Sophia, I have a caller from Sino. It's difficult to get a caller from that region. So let me take him on the line here. Go ahead. Caller here, go ahead.
I'm John Ballet Jr., speaking from Greenville, Sano County. Still the youth chair for the Party member from Egypt. me is most of the people who complaining about Ambassador Boyka Harris, they don't even know their own status. But tonight, of course, specifically, there's a book by the late Professor Wilton Sanga wrote. In that book, you can find it read to Education Ministry. It's on the Great Seal of Liberia. In that book, you find a story called The Young Rebel. When the young people of the Southern region decided that their parents, the older people, the experienced people were not given their chance to take over power because they wanted power that they were not prepared for. They went to the forest and had a meeting. In a meeting, they decided to eliminate all the old people and take over power. When they took over power, they were lawlessness. The hair or the state were loving to their women. The minister were loving to those who now have the opportunity women, and people were killed. At the end of the day, one of them, like us, took our father in the forest, and were feeding him with raw cassava. So the king of the northern region heard the story and came onwards, took them, stole his kingdom, put them in jail, called them out and said he wanted them to build palace for him in the air. None of them had the idea that it was not possible to build palace in the air. So the one who kept his father in the forest and kept him with raw cassava like us, kept our Joseph Boyka with his soup, with his old age, with everything, all the negative things about him. We went for him and brought him. And then the wisdom he gave was, let the king take the young people in the air and do the groundbreaking ceremony because it was not possible, it is not possible to break ground in the air. I'm saying this that the young people get to know that to reach to the age that Ambassador Boyka are reaching your life. Most of you parents will not even reach to that age. They are not even reaching that. Some of you are not burying your father and whatever. 2017, those who said our brother were old. Most of the young people died. So I think we are still living, we are living by his grace because by the time you pass 70, you become the product of heavenly kingdom. So today we celebrate because I was at ESWA when we took the late Clarence Rabot when he had the Accra accident that night. In the morning, I was there when the ambassador was brought there. But some of them did not even lay out. They were only going on Facebook and reading what they saw on Facebook. But it's good that it came the other way. And those of you in Monrovia, one of the sound of our voice, why is it we are distant? You got to make the people know that this old man we kept with raw cassava is coming to tell us how to build palace in the air. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John.
Hold on the line from the US. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
That for me, I'm a student of history, right? There's certain trend of event I found.
You gotta. I don't know where you at. Your voice looking shallow. You gotta talk a little bit louder and raise your voice.
Yeah, like I said, I'm a student of history, and I follow trend of events in Liberia when a leader is about to emerge. It happened with Samuel Kayando when the Nigerian post said maybe we want Bonsoya Gator. And then when Taylor came, they say one of the discouraged his supporters. They say, oh, somebody that came about, they told me so, he came about, what for you? In 2011, in Nigeria, the news came out, and the whole she was data around the world tour, what we consider around the world from Jingletown to Pinville, that tour. She started from the morning to the night by 8 o'clock. We all was standing on the road to see her, and she was on top of car waving. She proved them wrong and stuff. The people in Georgia. Now, for me, I'm not mad with people because sometimes God can use the devil to help people. When Lema Gumi said, I think now you see what's coming, even you in wheelchair, I will vote for you. And then the trend of event you just see appearing, and tomorrow at that program, you're going to see how the Nigerian people going to cross over them to see GMB. For me, when I used here, I was some boy, I was so frustrated because GMB is our only hope. I was kind of frustrated, but from the pictures I'm seeing today and other things, that just follow the trend of even as historian, but that's the elevation of a new leader. You see all those songs when you go to radio station, you see people outside, this, that. Those are the people that they're having it in Nigeria. And I'm so confident that by this time next year, there will be a new reality. Thank you very much.
All right, sir. Thank you. Chupo.
Yeah.
You got call?
No, I don't have call.
Mo Ali, you the one best taking all the call.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let the few call.
Mo Ali, the hottest man today.
You see, all my caller they can be speaking to you.
Honorable Charles Olympia and not from my own country, Bon County. Let me say good evening to the rest of the panelists.
Okay.
You see, some of us, we are young people, we have been following Honorable Joseph Boga from 2005 in Ellen up to present. You know, that's how I would tell people. We, the young people, I think the best we should be praying for, we should pray that some of us God will give us the grace and opportunity, like Ambassador Joseph Boakai, the next president of the Republic, so that we can reach that age. Why would you be praying when someone's sick? You pray. I always tell people there are certain things I take note of. When it comes to you, if you ask questions, whether you old, you're young, or you whatsoever, there's a signal. If you ask people, who can get sick? That you'll be wishing someone that bad thing. But let me say, thank God, I am very much happy to see my old man energetic and performing in his office today. See, you know, I think this thing to be a testimony for the old man. It is a testimony in the sense that those that want to sit him down, we want them to live so that we all can see his presidency and see what God has given him to deliver to this country.
All right, you wrap up now.
So, it goes in AG. We want to say thank God for him. And we are with few people. We are behind the scene. We will one day meet to a party headquarters. We strategize as to how we can get away. But we are already won the election.
Thank you, boss. Thank you.
So thank you very much to the panelists. We will meet to a party headquarters by the grace of
Jose, thank you. It's all don't know. Stevie, let me just take one last call. This person been calling forever. At least let me hear from them. Hello there. Hello? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to make a quick point.
Yeah, go ahead.
Directly to my people from Bofa. Speaking of Bandit Club.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because,
Quickly, 1 minute, please.
Okay, I'm a Bandit man. I will say, Fangai. We are the Kiawa, Joseph Boak. Because Tangi Siava, that Tangilo. Nama, Natangi Alovenia, Nemuta Holo, Omatanina, Agranila. Nama Joseph Bakahina, or Vapina Batema. Kenama, Polina, Nasi Mana, you be come for a little Toena or Bayani, so you want it. Can't Lufa. Our Nika, man that Joseph Baka, our Angani that was a Asina, Wonga, Kuli Musamuga, one you put down. More yet to read. So at least we'll be talking to our people on a gradual basis. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Stevie, that makes it from my end.
Caller on the line, go ahead.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yes, I'm grateful to God. My name is J.R.P. Johnson Jr., calling from Monrovia Rehab specifically. You know, we expected that live in Liberia. The election 2023 October campaign message will be very simple. I often say this. Simple in terms there are two groups of people, the sovereign people and the Ijori people. If you know that you are Ijori, you can vote for CDC. If you know that your status now is improved, you can vote for CDC. But I know majority of all, we are suffering, even in the villages. And because of that, we keep encouraging, when we talk to our people, we tell them the same thing. You know why we can get your feet and money this day? Because nothing available. You know why we are not visiting you? Because nothing available. If you're full for the people, it will be worse than this. And they are listening to us. So my only thing is, when you have the opportunity to talk to anybody, tell them the truth. And during the say we deserve. And the people got sense, even you give money to them, they can hold it. And either because they know you are not been doing how good, you only doing it for them for you to remain there and keep suppressing them. So the more you talk, even the Bible says, faith comes by hearing and continue hearing of the word of God. So the more you sing this song in their ear, but then people be able, they will know, they will believe it, because they themselves see the direct impact on them. What by fee, I teach and tear from Banga to Monoria, Madam Salite, it was 200. They were 250, now they can charge you 400, 350. The other day when the NTA come in telling them, as the ANC, they will go for the second round, we'll be talking about 500. So these are the way we can send the messages across. So I would pray that we must be the one educating each other. Thank you so much.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, thank you. Stephen, I will try to take one more call from my end. This person been calling forever, so let me hear. Return their call and during the student justice. So you're the last caller from our end, so go ahead.
Oh, okay. My name is Kenneth. I'm calling from Seattle, Washington. My question goes directly to you, Mr. Pierre. I listened to your I think that was the very spoke about the former president Eddie Jones wrote something in a newspaper questioning Madam Bowen for the statement that she made on Vice President Joseph Walker. But then later on, she decided to take down her statement. And from there, I see Madam Bowen decided to go back on paper and get very, very aggressive again. So my question to you is that do you think that Madam Bowen's statement is coming directly from Madam Sally? And probably maybe she may have said it very hard, and because she withdrew it again, Madam Bowen decided to stay on very aggressive on the president, on the vice president. So I want to ask you, where is the relationship between the two of them? Because I know that the two of them won the title. So that is what keeps the two of them so close together, that they support Alexander Cummings and they try to do everything to destroy the UP. Thank you.
Maybe you're asking the wrong person for the concern you have. You can call Ellen Johnson Sally and ask her what the relationship between she and Lehman Bowen. I don't know. I used to be a spokesperson or a press secretary. I'm a private citizen, so I don't know anything about our relationship with people, and I didn't see any post. I just saw a newspaper headline that says was questioning Bowie about discussing Jay Parker, but at the same time apologizing to her. I think for whatever people may have said. So even Bowie, for me, I drew a line that she's a politician. So I don't know how aggressive she can be. Facebook is not politics, but if Facebook she's on, we can destroy her there. So let her be on the Facebook. But if you're really serious, don't forget about peace, pride. Let meet in Liberia. And that will be clear. That will not be Nicodemus. Let her declare the person she supports. And we'll meet her head on. That's all I can say about your concern. Steven, that's it. Call finished.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. It's been a good show. Let me say thanks to Ali for holding it down while I was running a little late. Let me say thanks to Chupo all the way there in Bond County for joining. Thanks to Pastor Mo. Oh, Pastor Mo is back. I'm bringing on. Thanks to Pastor Mo and everybody. Guys, quickly, we're going 2 hours, 3 hours, 30, almost 2 hours, 30 minutes, man. I have been up since this morning because I usually catch the train to come into work. But I mean, it's good that we can come here and talk about Liberia. I'm glad that GMB is okay. Tomorrow, don't forget, if you're in Liberia, go to the party headquarters between 12 to 1. GMB will be there. The group of seditionists will be joining the UP, endorsing his candidacy. And then next week, the end of this week, next week, he will be here in the U.S. If you're in the U.S., we'll post the itinerary for you to come along so that we all can meet with him and be part of the fundraiser. So I would like to thank you all for joining. Thank all of our our callers, all of those in the comment section, all of you listening via radio. We appreciate it. You know, you've been a wonderful time hanging out with you on this Wednesday. God's willing, we'll see you again on Friday. But before we go, quickly, a minute each, can we just say our closing statement? Pastor Mo, Jupor, Ali, then Pierre.
Yeah, thank you. It has been a great show. I want to say thank you to all of our viewers and for your comments, your like, and backing us up. Thank you for warning those that are coming, making negative comments, and you're going back and forth with them. Thank you. I want to say thank you to Jupor there, in Brom County. Keep it up, Jupor. You have a bright future. Keep your head up. And I look forward to the day where we're going to have Miss Hawa Meska as one of the panelists here. That is going to be a great time. Thank you all. You all stay blessed. And like I said again, thank PI is here. I'm looking forward to the day we're going to have Miss Hawa Meska here to add her voice. She also is a trailblazer, and I must commend her in her fight to see Liberia leave from where it is. Thank you all, and you all stay blessed. Shalom.
Thank you, Pastor Mo. Jupor.
Reverend, we all here know Hawa. Are you on a campaign for Hawa? You started with training issue, you're closing with it. Hawa is a platform for like man. Hawa is welcome.
Let her declare her support for JB. Will bring her on.
Yeah, because you only Hawa thing to say that we are campaigning on. You started with it, you anyway.
I see camping, so I'm just podcasting
we want to be consistent. So like Steven said, I is a smart lady. I do listen to her at times, but this is not a radio station, like I said. It's a political platform. We have political commentators here. We're not journalists, and our political commentary supports and promotes Joseph Newman Boakai. So if you show that's where Hawa stands, for which your advocacy is so strong today, then we welcome her. Because if it is just about...
You see, so you're not bringing critical voices.
No, we're not bringing critical voices here.
After the election.
Yeah, after the election, we'll bring critical voices, Hawa. Clear cut. We're not going to pretend about that. I would say we use
they play with the way we look, the way our position we're in. We're not prepared to come on this show and be doing critical voices while we're arguing back and forth.
I would say we campaigning and we're making Joseph Boakai kid, and we say, okay, critical voices cancel. We can be acting the whole day instead of putting our message forward. I mean, I follow her. I like her. I like her.
The issue she stands for. I like her argument, but let her control her. That made it strong. And we want Boakai to win to fight some of the issues she's concerned with. Why is it difficult? You see, the thing is, I tell people, neutrality in politics is dangerous. It's dangerous because you tend to accept what is given you because you don't participate. So it's almost like they say, I'm on the fence. When you're on the fence, the people who will break the fence down, you fall on either side.
And I think you are right, because since Hawa has a good platform, and and if she decides to support JMB, she have to come up and say, look, JMB, I support you, but I hope you're gonna be in this fight because this is what we want. This is what God Liberia where it is.
I think you're trying to pull Hawa into something Hawa is not ready for, because Hawa is an independent mind that is holding people accountable. Hawa is a vessel of accountability. That's what Hawa is preaching. You will compromise Hawa's standing in pushing for accountability when you want to force her on a political platform.
Yeah, then it takes away from her advocacy.
Yeah, I think Hawa advocacy will be strong when people see her.
Everybody will support it from different angles.
Yeah, when people see her.
Vessel of accountability.
Exactly. I have followed her, and that's my own conclusion about her. But so if you make her a political person, then her morals to push for accountability is compromised, because when she's doing it, everybody say, oh, don't mind that GMB woman, oh, that woman, the opposition woman. So let Hawa remain what she is.
I've been on this show as a guest. Hawa been a couple of times.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you got
Hawa been on this show a couple of times.
And Reverend the Father, you yourself, you are a panelist here. I thought you understood the mission of this platform. And before you push on what you want to be done here, you got to be sure that it's consistent with the mission. Don't compromise other people's standing. I respect her for the work she's doing. A lot of people respect her. As soon as she gets politically compromised, a lot of people who looking forward to her will not look forward to her anymore. So we got, we're talking about females. We have females who will be here who are not hiding their identity. Kula for fun, and other people will bring them.
Yeah, Kula there. I will talk to Martina. All of them will be coming.
Not them, they will come. They are females.
What happened to Telvi?
Telvi busy. That platform open to Telvi, but Telvi was the one who did all the design work on the thing.
Okay.
But I think she's busy. The show up, anybody who want to, you know what to do, right? Just send me a message, say, I want to come on. We can take as much as 10 persons here. But guys,
I'll show you agree with us. How we can't see you commenting again. If you disagree with us, say it.
How I acknowledge your statement. She acknowledged your statement. She acknowledged it greatly.
Chupa, let hear your closing here.
Yeah, so I mean, it was another great time being with the team today. Yeah, so I'm grateful for everything, and I just want to say a hats up to Mother Hawa. Yeah, so she actually reached out to me and even Chief William as well, and he reached out to me. I just want to tell them thank you for the handout, and I'm grateful. I hope to be of the team. So, okay. So, hopefully, I've been working on things regarding the line from my side. So I guess it was a bit okay for today.
Yeah, today was good.
Okay. So, the problem was actually from my phone. So I have sorted out, and hopefully everything will be okay. So I'm grateful to the team again.
Thank you. Amen. Ali.
All right, so time is far spent. We're going 3 hours plus. I want to say thank you to our callers, to our listeners, and our commenters. It was a great show. Again, we want to tell our people that the politics outside there is that they are afraid of JMB, they are afraid of the United Party, but we are around to stay. We ain't going anywhere. JMB is not going anywhere. Come to the party headquarters tomorrow between 12 to 1. You will see him. And I can assure you that some of them who think that JMB coming down will be there. And they're going there to see, just to see JMB, to know if a hand are down or not down. You know, when you get through, you can see your hand down. So you will see him there tomorrow, and he will talk to his people. He will talk to the country at that program. And we want to say thank you to everyone. You know, on Friday, there are a few issues we discussed. The issue of this ERWA rule, someone just sent me a message. They're posting it all over, they're taking it to be their achievements. They're not your achievement there. We're still waiting for the day you will show us one rule that has been initiated by you, this government. And let me close up on this note to remind our people again that Mr. Weah spent 50 days out of this country. The things he brought, one gold from Qatar from his son, 50 metric tons of sugar palm oil, a selfie with President Biden. And on Friday, the UP Youth Congress unveiled we have failed promises today. So on Friday, we'll bring the chairman of the Youth Congress also to sit alongside Andrew Masale so that they can tell us some of those failed promises. Thank you, Stephen. Good night.
Thank you, Ali. Good night. Pia.
Well, we had enough engagements here. We've said all. This closing will be different. It's not a repeat of the ones we've been doing. First to say to you, Stevie, I saw somebody, I don't remember the name, but they were asking you for Duport's contact. I think they want to talk to Duport.
You took that information, right, Duport?
You highlighted the statement. I hope Duport told note of it to reach out to the person. If not, find it again so he can do so. Then secondly, there are two major deaths that took place that we didn't mention. I know when Daniel Cassell died, we talked about it. Lawrence George, we talked about it. Recently, a veteran Liberian journalist, for those of us who love football today and who do all the talking about football, those days, when soccer was so sweet in Liberia, I.E. and Baroden at their peak, and you want to listen to soccer commentary, you will hear the name Patrick Manjo. Patrick was a journalist, he was a sport commentator. He's been involved with paying attention to what Patrick Honan is doing with Punch FM. He's one of the veterans who are going to be coming in some days with Patrick's programming. And Patrick Manjo died. He died a couple of days ago. I want to extend sympathy to his family.
Is it the Patrick Manjo who Saros Badio used to have the Saros Park show?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he died. And so I want to say sympathy to his family. Also, those of us who were around Ellington, who were in government, we knew the Honorable Richelieu Williams. He was at the airport. I think the Civil Aviation Authority. He was sent to Morocco during the President Saleh time as an ambassador. He died recently in Morocco. We also want to say sorry to his family. He was very close to Comrade Ikina Wesley. Ikina served as a technical writer for Mr. Williams when he was running the Civil Aviation Authority. And the final one is I saw the announcement that the funeral for Daniel Cassell will be held on a Friday, and that will be January 27th. Wakekeeping will be on a Friday, that's January 27th. Then the funeral will be the next day, which is Saturday, January 28th. It will be at the Victory Harvest International Church. I think it's a church where JMB had a town hall when he came to the US.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the funeral will take place there. From 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock will be viewing, and then 10 o'clock on Saturday, the 28th, will be the funeral. Some of us are hoping that if we have the time, we'll be around to pay our respect and to help to bid him farewell. Then look forward to seeing JMB tomorrow at the party headquarters. And subsequently, look forward to seeing those of us who are in the US, look forward to seeing him when he gets here. And we can have more, one-on-one conversations with him. We can get in gear more for October. And it's good that JMB, like Mo Ali said, has recognized that we're fighting. I mean, mostly when he got there, he said, yeah, you've been fighting. Yeah, JMB, we're fighting, not necessarily for you, but for the soul of our nation, because we know where the country is. Liberia is a nation in peril. And until we fight and fight with our all, we're going to sink further in peril. And if that happens, somebody like me will not feed a mile. I'm advancing into age, but my children, my children's children, and children unborn will be the real victims of such bad leadership, of such bad governance. And that is the reason why this, for some of us, is a do or die. And as though God is working things out for the better, we've come to the point where we'll be in the country. We'll be there first for the voters' registration, and we'll come back. And we're going to be there for the elections. Tooth and nail, house to house, boot to boot, street to street. A lot of those who have different opinions and sides and believe what they believe is right for the country, like Lima and others, let me at the Garrison. There the fight will take place. I just realized that for some of us, the Rubicon has been crossed. There's no turning back. We're ready for battle. In battle we will fight. Thank you. It's a pleasure being here always.
Thank you, Pierre. It's been a great show, and we're happy that JMB and the UP and all of his well wishers and supporters scored big today. Today was one of the days where the UP won the narrative, JMB won the narrative. The debate across social media was in his favor. We have to keep that momentum. We're already in the campaign season. Elections are only about 9 months away. We have to pay attention, and these crossovers, you'll continue to see them. We're getting signals that in the coming weeks there will be lots of endorsement. A lot of people will be coming publicly to join the UP and to join Joseph Boakai, so that we can all think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia. And 2023, we always said it's right here. All the noise we've been making since 2018, Joe, we are this is the year. This is the time for us to make a change. And the class reloaded will be in Liberia. We'll take the show to Liberia. We'll be in Liberia. We'll take some of these pro shows to the community. Go sit down in community town hall, put the thing on, let our people sit there, and we have these shows. They stay at the back, and we have these live show with them so that we can take the message to them. So we're dedicated to this. It's something we've signed up for when we joined politics many months ago. But I'd like to say thanks to our panelists, Mo Ali, for holding it while I was away briefly, Pia, Pastor Mo, Michelle Dupont. It's been a wonderful show. God bless you all. See you when we see you. I'd like to say thanks to all of our radio stations out there for carrying the show live. That's Bushra Radio, Shaka, Bushra Radio, Premium, Radio Tupa, Voice of Lofa, Radio Troy Africa, and of course, Voice of Compa. We love you all. Thanks to you guys, and thanks to all of our folks in the comment section. We'll see you on Friday. God's willing, we'll bring you another fresh edition of the program, The Class Reloaded. I have been your humble host, Stephen Johnson. God bless you all, and do have yourself a wonderful rest of the evening. Bye-bye.
It's all in the game. It's all in the game. Here, there, and everywhere. The people keep on crying. The people just keep on crying. It's not fair. And we go, we know some. You some. All the big people. You some.
Wake up on your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. Y'all gotta whip us some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people who us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. They lie. The people who are so, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will knock the phone. I said we tired with their lies, we tired with their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with their speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you that's why we voted you. But you